Mic. Sorry, there we go. I've unmuted the mic. There we go. That is a bit awkward. Yeah, I've literally got full body seizing cramps going on at the moment. My arms are about to seize up. It's not ideal, but here we are. We're ready to go. And look, that is the team as things stand. I've just realized I'm slightly behind here in terms of what's going on. It has been a long day. I've sat there. I've cleaned the pool. My body is seizing up. My right calf is sore. I've kicked a couple of goals, so I'm up and about. And hopefully that is a prelude for what we're going to see with Cunha later on today. So hopefully Timu Jesus is in the building. Yep, I'm all good. I'm back. Timu Jesus. This is what we need. Timu Jesus, are you available for a watch-along stream at 10 o'clock tonight? That is the real question that needs to be answered right now. Yeah. Also, I won player today as well, Tom. You'll be happy to know. So, yeah, that's the team as things stand. It looks pretty good on paper. And I've obviously taken a hit. Cunha is captain. Haaland is vice-captain. The only query I've got with my team at the moment prior to the deadline is who I'm actually going to be benching. So, realistically, it's between three players. It's either going to be Cody Gakpo that gets benched, Van Linson or Reindeers. At the moment, it is Reindeers because of the fact that I think, realistically, he is the most I mean, I had Reindeers originally to be the 8th attacker. So it makes sense that unless the fixture looks amazing on paper, that I keep him as the 8th attacker, which means he's going to be first place on the bench yet again this week. So hopefully that means that he'll be all right there. We'll quickly share this as well. Now bring all your questions. Whoops. All your questions. There we go. And we'll quickly put a little emoji there. Boop, there we go. Lovely. So the missus has actually beat me through the first 2 game weeks, which is unbelievable. I'm actually at a rank of 8,832,059. Now, the good news is that I think this week my team looks really good on paper, right? So we've got green fixtures across the board, except for Cody Gakpo, who's starting, Evanilson, Haaland, and Watkins and Sarr. Everyone else is green. Man United, the card said last night, I'm not even going to lie, the card literally, I asked the card, is Man United going to get a win against Burnley? It said yes. Then I asked it, are we going to thrash Burnley? And it said yes. And then I asked it and I said, are we going to keep a clean sheet? And it said no. So read into that what you want. I'm still playing Dorgu. I'm just hoping that Dorgu scores a goal. Let's be honest. So let's have a look at the chat. Mohammed, hello, how are you? Yes, no longer muted. Andrew Florence, D-Unit, I'm absolutely hammered and want to slam a free hit this week. Link your thoughts on Sells, Livramento, Munoz Collins, Mbumo, Dango, Barnes, Brennan Johnson, Bruno, João Pedro and Wood. I love it. That's a really good shout. I like that as a free hit draft, Andrew, and it's great. I'm glad that people are up and about. I'm telling you, the watch along stream tonight is going to be lit because by the time I get there as player, everyone just sits there and buys you drinks the whole night. You don't have to actually buy any yourself. So that is a scary prospect in and of itself. Who knows what state we'll be rolling up in for the 10 o'clock watch along or the 3 p.m. watch along, should I say. But look, I'm up and about and I'm hoping that the team can do likewise for me today because it'd be nice to halve my rank in 1 week. But you never know. Things like this do happen and we need to put the countdown timer on for anyone. So I'm going to quickly apologize. We're going to quickly sit here and fiddle around with this. So just bear with me a second while I whack this in. And we're going to do one. Hold on. Let's do that 1 and 58. There we go. Lovely. Save settings. We're going to press start. Yep. We're going to press start. And then we're going to go back here to the editor and we're going to bring it in and hopefully it works. There we go. Hold on. It hasn't worked. What's going on? I press start. Start. There we go. Is it in? Yes, there we go. Right. Brilliant. You'll have 1 minute exactly to do your moves at the end of that countdown timer. So there we go. 1 minute, 57 minutes to the deadline. So there we go. We've got that up and running. So that should hopefully be good. Hello, Kudos or Rodgers? Now, I think that realistically, Kudos is the one that I prefer over Rodgers. Spurs, I can't believe I'm suggesting Spurs players, but they are looking pretty good. I won't lie. I think maybe I might have stuffed up on the Spurs boys, and I think they're looking pretty good. So I don't mind that at all. Would you captain Wood over Bruno? Look, I love the Wood captaincy shout, but I don't know what I think about that. I feel like Man United are in for a big win. I also think that Forest are going to win. Let's ask the card what it thinks about Wood versus Bruno captaincy shout. So Wood versus Bruno. And it's gone with Bruno. So there you go. Read into that what you want. Bruno is being picked by that. So that will be interesting in and of itself. So hopefully that works out quite well for people that go that way. Kudos or Rodgers, as I said, I definitely prefer Kudos over Rodgers for me. That makes a lot more sense. Who would you bench? Rodgers, Mateta, or Reindeers? I have Watkins already. I feel like I'd probably still bench Reindeers. I still feel like Pep is still experimenting with that team. There's a good chance that potentially he gets rotated. I honestly believe that Phil Foden and Nunes will start tonight. And tomorrow, whenever Man City play, I expect them to start. And I don't know why that is. I've just got a sneaky suspicion that Phil Foden's going to make his way into that lineup this weekend. Doesn't even mention the Tom. Yes, Tom, we love you. We want you on the watch along. If you can provide yourself with some beers and yourself for the presence of 10 o'clock, the stream would love to have you. And I'm sure that everyone would love a bit of Team New Jesus commentating the Man United game with me. You could be the Alan Smith to my, what's his name? Martin Tyler. Martin Tyler, Alan Smith. Tom, let's make it happen. FPL Wonder, good to see you, mate. All the best tonight. What's your transfer plans you made this week? So, yes, I have bought in Sarr, Cunha, and Haaland, and out went Bowen. Who are the other two players I got rid of? Bowen, Palmer, and Saka. So, I've got rid of the injured players and the underperforming one up top. So, yeah, that's what I've done this week. Do you think Ait-Nouri starts for City? I would suggest that if Pep said he's fit, there's a high likelihood he starts. That's my honest opinion. Kudus versus Brennan Johnson this week in long term. Now, the card did pick Kudus over Brennan Johnson. So for that reason, I can't sit there and dispute the card. It's been pretty on form to begin the season, so I'd have to suggest Kudus. Renell Henry, Haaland captain or Spurs Johnson captains? All right, I think Haaland captain definitely over Johnson, but let's ask the card. Haaland versus Johnson. And it's gone with Haaland. So there you go. It does like the Haaland. The only player that it didn't like versus Haaland this week was Cunha. So read into that what you want. I've obviously captained Cunha based literally off what the card has told me to do. So I'm literally backing it in all the way at the moment. And Mbumo versus Cunha, the card's already done that in the late mail, Andrew, and it was Cunha that won that one. Triple captain Wood. I mean, it's risky. Triple captain Wood. I don't mind it, to be honest. West Ham have looked poor, but the fact the card just said Fernandes over Wood captain and also called João Pedro over Wood in the late mail, I'm inclined to think that maybe the card knows something that I don't. So we'll keep that in mind for that. So I would say probably don't triple captain Chris Wood. Can we do a card flip between the three Man United mids for this week? Yeah. Cunha won that one, Andrew. He won it comfortably. So yeah, that's again, guys, if you are joining the stream, please smash a like on the stream as well. Also share it if you're on X or whatever like that. Just share it on there. It definitely helps get it out to other people. I've got to try and break the cartel somehow, and I can only do it with your guys' support. So keep that in mind. Do you think I should also captain Cunha over Haaland? Well, I'm doing it. It doesn't mean you should do it, but I'm doing it because what the hell? Why not? I'm here to live a little. I'm at 8.8 million rank, and it's the worst rank I've ever had in FPL. So I'm just going all in. I mean, the card has literally been correct for my team literally the first 2 weeks, and I've ignored it. So this week is the week where I sit there and go, okay, let's roll with it. Is it worth, Samar Singh says, is it worth adding Shah to play a back five or rather do a forward transfer to Wood Pedro? Shah has good fixtures and might be on penalties. Has the card favoured Shah yet? I have not asked a question about the Shah, but let's ask the card whether it likes Shah or not. So yes and no. And it likes Shah. There you go. If you want some confirmation, the card likes Shah as a pick, so that's interesting. FPL Nightmare, if he's around, and he'll probably join us later, I'll watch it back. Look, I'm telling you, this could be the week for the Newcastle players, let's be honest. All right, next up, we got Ross Farrow. Hi, mate. Salah or Wood captain? I don't have Bruno or anyone else to captain. This is a difficult one. So Salah's obviously looked pretty average the first 2 weeks. He's obviously got his returns post 90 minutes, and he's playing literally the stingiest defense in the league. So read into that what you want, but I think potentially I would be favouring Wood as captain. I feel like this is the week to take on the Salah, and maybe some people will see it as like, well, lots of people are taking on Salah this week. Maybe I should captain Salah. But that's what I would say about that. Hey, mate, Captain Wood or Bruno? We've just had that one, Yamin D, and the card literally picked Bruno over Wood. So, yeah, there we go. Early doors, the card's favouring Bruno over Wood. Good morning, Yatino. How are you? Wolfie, how are you? What's the card's calls on Martinez versus Sells? All right, Martinez, versus Sells. And it's gone with Sells. So there you go. I envy you for having Collins. I know, well, I wish I'd had Collins on field last week. Benching Collins for 9 points when I had the Kuiper on field for 0 felt unbelievably bad. I mean, like, I had so many returns on my bench and none on my field, except obviously Saka captain, which actually turned out to be a pretty good captaincy shout, even though he got injured. And obviously I had Cody Gakpo. And I tell you what, the only reason why I've got Cody Gakpo is because in Gameweek 1, the deadline stream, I flipped a card for Wirtz versus Gakpo to get Collins in, and it said Gakpo. I take no credit for that move at all. I literally followed the card's advice on that one, and here we are. Hey D, got a complicated dilemma. Hello, Hillbilly. 5 million in the bank. Oh, that's a nice little thing to do. And 1 free. Could go Gooey to Wood and bench Wirtz, or roll and look at Eke. I'm assuming that's Ekatike, Gyökeres, Mateta next week. Oh, I think potentially I would roll and buy Ekatike in Game Week 4. Either that or just buy him this week. I think either of them is pretty good. Please ask card Wan-Bissaka or De Kuiper. All right. Yes, Simon. I always butcher your name. I'm so sorry. Let's have a look. Wan-Bissaka, De Kuiper. Wan-Bissaka. There you go. Wan-Bissaka. Fan of your opinion over the card. I know. I love it. Yo D, missed the start. Did you take a hit? Yes, I did. Tabletop Journeys. I've taken a -4. I've made 3 transfers. Haaland is in for Bowen. Saka and Palmer are out for Cunha and Ismail Assar. I like the stained glass. Yes, I love it as well. Hey, the D-Unit. Hi, Lockie. How are you? Thoughts on selling Ruta and Dewsbury Hall for Hudson-Odoi and Sarr, Tottenham? I think that's a muchness, Themba. If I'm being brutally honest, I don't think I'd make those moves. There's not enough upside there for myself to recommend them myself. Dorgu or Haaland captain? I think you could do the winner versus Bruno. I think it's Haaland, mate. Honestly, Haaland versus Dorgu. I mean, surely Dorgu's not scoring a brace. I think Haaland's obviously beaten Bruno versus the captaincy shout for the card already. I've got to say Haaland for that one. Should I confirm my transfers or wait for leaks? Saka to Wirtz, Barnes to Ndoi. You're not going to get any leaks for the games that are at 3 p.m. So if you're happy with the moves, I would just do them now. I quite like that though as well. Barnes and Ndoi. I feel like there's a lot of potential upside with those 2 particular moves. Any thoughts on Xavi Simons? I would not be jumping there just yet, Themba. I'll be waiting until he's played at least 1 game for Tottenham to see where he lines up. I actually think he'll be really good and he could be a really good asset, but going a little bit early could be problematic. So just for that reason, I would sit there and hold off for now. Wirtz versus Reindeers. That's a tough one. I'm going to say Reindeers. Pick one. Semenyo, Johnson, Cunha, or Elanga. This week, I think it's Cunha. If you want something post this week, I think it's probably Elanga for me. Munoz or Sarr bench? I'd probably bench Munoz. D-Unit WhatsApp group. Yeah, guys, if you aren't part of the WhatsApp community, it is free to join. Simon's just literally posted the link there. Anyone that joins now during the deadline stream will automatically accept you rather than you sitting there answering a question from me. So yeah, if you want to join and talk all things FPL related, just hit that link. It is free. We don't charge for it on this channel. So yeah, I'm all here about growing the community with you guys, and that's important to me. Thanks, Sport. That Dorgu might get a clean sheet. Yeah, the card reckons Man United aren't keeping a clean sheet, but they're having a big win. So I don't know what that means. I'm still playing Dorgu because I'm hoping that he gets an attacking return this week. Nikita, greetings. What's the difference between Man United and a mattress protector? A mattress protector can keep a clean sheet. I love it. Like, I'm one of them people. I love a bit of banter, so we will welcome all the banter. I mean, let's be honest, Man United have been atrocious. We lost to Grimsby, but this is the kind of game that we need to get our season up and running. And to be honest, I think that's probably likely to happen. Thoughts on whether to roll or sell Palmer? I think I'd probably sell Palmer. He's going to continue dropping in price, and I've obviously sold him as well. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. Is this -4 worth it, says Samuel Davey. Cunha for Palmer, Sarr for Saka, which is exactly what I did, and Wood for Gooey. I'd have to bench Reindeers, Ahmad, or Wirtz if I take the -4. I would bench Ahmad in your case, Samuel. It's going to sound ridiculous because obviously they've got Burnley. I just think that Ahmad did not play well at all against Grimsby, and I think highly likely he might end up on the bench tonight. Start Pape Sarr or Caicedo. I would start Caicedo, Barnes or Alanga? Barnes. Even the card said that in the late mail. Oase, is that Quace? 1, 2, 3. Morning, Darius. Enjoying the content, mate. Did a -8 last night, and I usually never take hits, but had Saka, Palmer, and Ruta. Oh, that's understandable. Ridiculous injuries. I know, to begin the season, that's just highly unlucky. Gakpo or Semenyo start? Can you ask the card? All right, let's have a look. Gakpo versus Semenyo. Where are we at? So, Gakpo versus Semenyo. Semenyo start there for Jordan K. Why Triple United? Because I'm a dumb fool that believes in the power of redemption, and my story says that tonight is the night where Man United get it right. I mean, Ruben Amorim, surely the players will not accept the humiliation of Wednesday night, and they'll come out here and batter the crap out of Burnley. That's my belief, and I've got to stick with it. All free, but no crypto allowed. Yes, no crypto allowed. Only football related. Yeah, 100%. And just be prepared to have some good banter with you. We love a little bit of banter in my community. We are not afraid to take the piss out of one another, so keep that in mind. Don't take offense. It is a bit of fun. Nadia says, what's the card saying? Van de Ven or Coyote? Van de Ven, Coyote. Coyote. There we go. Coyote for that call there. Please, who should I captain between Salah and João Pedro? Bagudu Nura. Let's ask the card, eh? Salah versus João Pedro. Salah. There you go. I actually have no opinion on either of them because I don't own either of those players. So the card says Salah. Thanks, bud. Can't buy Ekitike versus Arsenal with Isaac looming. So I'm making yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That makes a lot of sense, Hillbilly. I like that in total. Morning D-Unit from the rugby and cricket rivals in South Africa. Love it, Rory. How are you, mate? Good to see you in the chat. Reindeers or Anderson in Gameweek 2? Reindeers, Anderson. Reindeers. There we go. Maybe I should play Reindeers myself. Munoz or Livramento to start? I would be starting Livramento. I think it's a better fixture for Newcastle with that Leeds game. Morning, D. Morning, Luke. How are you, buddy? Did you win the game this morning? No, I didn't, but I kicked a couple of goals and I won players player, so I did pretty well in the game myself. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love the emojis that Simon's just posting. If you want to sit there and use them, you've just got to be a channel member. I'm not going to sit there and promote it, but if it's up to you if you want to do it or not. Bruno C for me, but frustrated thinking that they want to sack the manager. I don't think they're sacking the manager. Being a United fan, I'm not convinced they're going to sack the manager at all. So for that reason, I wouldn't be too concerned. Fabulous Fab, Cunha or Kudos for Palmer replacement? Cunha all day long for me. But if you're playing the long game, Fabulous Fab, I would be going Kudos over Cunha. Buying Cunha is literally a short-term play. Buying Kudos is a long-term play. Yeah. Woo, I missed the inevitable Wood gift launch. Yes, you did. Yes, you absolutely did. Can you please flip the card to see if United finished top 10 or below? Oh, mate, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it. Top 10, bottom 10. Oh, thank God. The card records Man United finishing top 10. That made me relieved. The card's normally right about these things as well. Should I bench boost with Dubravka, Anderson, Forrest, Agbadou, and Van de Ven? I mean, it's not a bad week to bench boost if that is your bench, Lockie. I would agree. What's your view on Shah? The card quite likes Shah, so I don't mind that at all. Newcastle have got pretty good fixtures as well. Let me just quickly have a look at their fixtures. I'm going to quickly sit there. Actually, I can pull up. Hold on. Just bear with me. We're going to look at the Cards team as well. The Cards got some problems in its team. It's got Cole Palmer. It's got Strand Larson. It's got a few issues, and it probably needs to make a few transfers. So we're going to ask the Card about its own team relatively soon as well to see what it is planning to do this week. Shame. Simmons, any effect on Kudus? I wouldn't have thought so, Hillbilly. I think that the high likelihood is that the impact of Simmons will actually be on Brennan Johnson. Now, Brennan Johnson has been playing some kind of weird kind of role. It's like a forward left, almost like centre forward type role with mixing in with Richarlison. I think that with that Spurs team, we've obviously got Solanke who hasn't been able to start because obviously he was injured. Then Richarlison started the season on fire. I think realistically that team is like one bad performance away from some changes. And I think that that's also going to be problematic moving forward. Sorry, I'm asking so much. No, just keep the questions coming. I'm here to answer the chat. If you've got questions, by all means, that's what the chat is for. Just whack them in there. I'm asking, so should I just move Palmer out and keep some cash in the bank or spend the cash this week? This is the interesting question. Now, there's obviously 3 days left of the transfer window. So, like, if you can hold a transfer, it sounds pretty good on paper, so then you can attack it during the international break, potentially if there's injuries, et cetera, et cetera. But I like spending the cash. I've taken a -4. I'm actually very open to a -4 in Game Week 4 as well, fixing up some of these players that I've got in my team. I'm open to hits. Last season, I took -32 across hits during the season, and I finished top 5K. It's a myth that taking hits is not a good idea. It's an absolute myth. If you get the players right, taking a hit on any given week actually pays itself off. It's just a matter of picking the right players. So don't be put off by the cautious content creators out there basically saying, don't take a hit, because let's be honest, most of the time the hits, if you get them right, actually pay themselves off twofold. Wood or Salah or Watkins or João Pedro as captain? I would probably go, I feel like I'd take a risk there and punt on Wood out of those four, sorry. But having said that, the card reckons João Pedro over Wood, so maybe João Pedro is the answer. Nana says, can you ask the card what attacking Newcastle asset is best? Yeah, it's Barnes. In the late mail, I flipped the card between Barnes and Alanga, and it picked Barnes. So for that reason, I'd say Barnes. Play Belieber or Juve? Belieber's gone off in both of the first two games for Brighton. I'm not sure what that is about. I don't know if that's because of the fact he's actually been injured or if there's been speculation and with Man United. Honestly, I think it's just because he's been a little bit injured. So I would probably play Juve instead of Belieber. I mean, Belieber's not going to score a goal. Juve could potentially get an attacking return. I'm hoping he doesn't because I'm playing double Nottingham Forest defence, but it's definitely possible. When are you playing the bench boost? The good answer was I should have done it last week, Chino, but I didn't. But I'm probably going to do it after I wildcard at some point. Hey, mate, what transfers did you make? Dominique, I made Sarr, Cunha, and Haaland in for Bowen, Saka, and Palmer. Those are my three moves. My team is locked, other than potentially the bench. So Reindeers, Gakpo, and Evanlinson, I'm going to try and work out. Those are the only moves I've got to make. Which one I'm going to bench is the answer. I'm not sure at the moment. Should I play Rice in a 3-5-2 or bench him and play 3-4-3 with Gooey? I would be playing Rice in a 3-5-2 Lampard's Heroes. That's an easy decision. Bread Gamers, hey mate, hope you're doing well. Yes, I am. Could you do a card flip on whether to start Wirtz or Pape Sarr? Wirtz, Pape Sarr. Pape Sarr. There you go. Mate, I mean, Wirtz has started the season poorly, but maybe there's something in that. I'm not sure. A hit to get Haaland or Salah and captain them is definitely right. Exactly. I've obviously taken a hit to bring in Haaland, but I'm not captaining him because I also took a hit in that hit progression to bring in Cunha. I don't know. I just got a feeling about tonight's game. It's going to either go one way or the other. I'm going to sit there and be regretting it, or I'm going to be sitting there loving life. The card does have an obsession with Cunha. We learned that last year. It did call Cunha captain and blank game week 34. So I'm hoping tonight it hasn't got its its judgment clouded, and hopefully we're on track for a massive haul from Cunha tonight. That would be lovely. Nana says, could you flip the card, Sarr or Barnes? Sarr. Building my team for a Game Week 5 bench boost. I like that. There are some nice fixtures in Game Week 5. Please flip the card for either a Bruno captain or a Wood captain. I feel like we've already done this, and it came up with it came up with Bruno captain, Laema Ivan. So we've already done that one, I'm pretty sure, and Bruno captain came up. Ask the card, poached eggs and avocado or full English? Avocado and eggs or full English? Full English. Oh, I was going to say, I'll hope for a full English for that one as well. Full English for tabletop journeys. Should I put Van Dijk and Wirtz on the bench or Nico Williams and Anderson? I would probably put your Liverpool assets on the bench, to be honest with you. I feel like Arsenal will score against that Liverpool defence the way things are at the moment. Should I drop Palmer to Semenyo and Van Linson up to a 7.5 million fall? But I feel that is counterintuitive, and even Ilson will go off with my luck. Yeah, I'd looked at that myself. I actually had a route where I could have gone with a couple of different players and got even Ilson instead of Bowen up to Haaland. And in the end, I decided that was a dumb move, and I'm going to roll with even Ilson. How long should we hold Watkins? Well, Watkins' fixtures are actually really good. Hold on, I'm just going to have a quick look. So Watkins the next 7 weeks has got Game Week 3, Crystal Palace at home, Everton away, Game Week 4, Sunderland away, Game Week 5, which is an amazing fixture, Game Week 6, Fulham at home, and Game Week 7, Burnley at home. I'd be holding him through to the end of Game Week 7, and that's my plan with Watkins myself, is to hold him through to then. Yep. Full English tabletop. Stop being silly with the avocado. Exactly, Luke. What is wrong with you? I'd take a full English breakfast any day of the week. Emmanuel Rimatia. Should I bench Reindeers or Ekatike? Oh, this is a tough one. Reindeers, Ekatike. You should bench Reindeers. There we go. Would you do a -4 Verts to Cunha? Yes, I would, Luke. Is the honest answer. Bread Gamers, reckon Pape Sarr could come up with a cheeky goal this week? He could. Like, I'm not going to lie. I feel like Spurs, I've massively underrated him. I do apologise to Spurs fans. There's every chance that could happen. Every chance that could happen. I have 7.3 million in the bank, but this season I try to ignore the money. I'd spend that. You don't want 7.3 million in the bank. Yeah. I mean, I can understand it for some weeks and maybe not taking a hit, but I would be spending 7.3 million this week. Put it on someone, bring them in, hope and play the fixtures. At Chill 22, yeah. Will you be watching United destroy Burnley? Yes, I'm doing a live watch along today, ladies and gents. So at 3 p.m. when the blackout is on, I'll be doing a live watch along of the 4 games, which is Man United versus Burnley, Spurs versus Bournemouth, Wolves versus Everton, and the 4th game I can't think of, Sunderland versus Brentford. So I'll be covering all the goals as they go in. This is the place to tune in to watch it. And if you're in the UK in particular and you haven't got a Fire Stick, just watch this channel because I'll cover all the goals, but I will be specifically paying most attention to the Man United versus Burnley game, considering I have triple Man United assets myself. Morning, evening, bro. Hello, Kevy. How are you? Team is a mess right now. Palmer, Jorgen, Strand-Larsen not playing. We don't know if Jorgen Strand-Larsen is not playing, but yes, there was some doubt raised about him in the press conferences yesterday by Pereira of the Wolves manager. Should I use 1 free transfer or roll and have 2 free transfers in the international break? I think realistically, you probably want to move one of those players. Now, if you don't have the money in the bank, I'd probably move Palmer. If you do have the money in the bank, I potentially might look at selling Jorgen Strand-Larsen instead. Tabletop Genius. I was there the day D-Unit stance changed on Spurs. What a day. I know. Oh, I can't even believe I'm saying it. I watch Bournemouth beat them tonight 1-0 or something like that, and even Ilson scores. I'm like, God, I knew I was right. I knew I was right. It's happening. I'm manifesting it. D-Unit. Hugo Tino, how are you? 6,000 repping. Yes, baby. That's what we like talking about. Can you ask the card, Ekatike or Richarlison to start? All right, Ekatike and Richarlison. Ekatike again. Oh, maybe Spurs are in for that shock loss. One can only hope, you know. What time is it where you are? It's actually the best time of the day to do deadline streams here. It is 4:25 in the afternoon currently, which is amazing. It's a great time to do it. Compared to the Friday night ones, this is the time that I like doing the deadline streams at. Jorgen Strand-Larsen not seen with squad at hotel. Well, that's normally a sign that he's probably not playing. So, Kevy, that is problematic. Would you sell Bruno next week for Gakpo? If Bruno doesn't perform tonight, I'm telling you, there is going to be some massive changes in Game Week 4 for my team. I will target the fixtures. I will move to Liverpool assets so I can target that Burnley fixture 100%. I'll even take another to -4. I do not mind hits. I do not mind hits at all. What are your predictions for the game week? We'll get into that very shortly. Please may you ask the card, transfer or roll? Transfer or roll? All right, the card says you should roll. That's interesting. Yachino says, goalkeeper sells, defender Milinkovic, Dorgu, Romero. I like Romero. I really like Romero as a pick this week. Mid, Kudus, Bruno Fernandes, captain, Reindeers, and Doi. Barnes. I love the Barnes pick as well. Watkins, João Pedro, bench Dubravka, Ekatike, Munoz, and Juve. I'd probably start. Yeah, I like that. That's a really good team. You've got a really good squad this week. That looks really nice on paper, Uchino. Tom, how are you? Any ideas whether prices are locked that people wildcard on mass for Game Week 4? The price rises and the price falls of I've got no idea. I'm not even going to lie. People sit there and watch prediction sites and half the time they get it right. Sometimes they get it wrong. Sometimes it makes no difference. There's going to be some wild fluctuations during the international break. Let's be honest. Lots of people are going to be moving for assets. There's a lot of casuals at the moment just chasing points. Just chasing points. Timber had the most transfers in of a defender this week. He's got Liverpool away. In what world is that a good transfer this week? It makes no sense. People are literally point chasing at the moment. Don't point chase. Look at the fixture that you're buying the player into. If it's not a good fixture, just don't buy. Even if their price is going up, don't buy them. Arsenal's defense, They'll be lucky to keep a clean sheet the next 4 weeks. They'll be lucky to keep a clean sheet the next 4 weeks. Sarr, Crystal Palace or Bruno captain? I would be going Bruno captain over Sarr. Cricket. I know that Sarr's got an amazing record against Aston Villa, but I still think I prefer Bruno there with that Burnley fixture. Harry Wilson with a yellow flag versus Chelsea. Should I start him or Juve versus Nottingham or Esteve versus Man United? I'd still play Harry Wilson. If Harry Wilson plays, he's going to be a better pick than either of those two. I'd be putting Juve in front of Esteve though, 100%. With card, love you. Anytime, mate. Mate, what do you think of Bruno triple captain? I'm not sure about that one, Mohammed. I'm not sure about that one at all. I don't have the confidence in Man United for that. I know that Bruno and Bumo and Cunha all beat up on the promoted teams last season, but there's no reason to think, based on the form we've seen so far, that's going to happen this week. So I wouldn't be... I mean, it's a wild punt. It could definitely come in. Don't get me wrong. Like, people triple captain Timber last week. Who would have done that? I mean, sometimes these calls do come in. I use my wild card to get rid of West Ham, Villa and United players, but I can tell this is going to be the week they all cook. Jordan K. I mean, I feel sorry for you if that is the case and that happens. Stephen North, how are you, buddy? Good to see you in the chat. Can you ask Card if I should watch Horsham or Crawley this afternoon? Horsham, Crawley. Horsham. You should watch Horsham this afternoon. Leander, Bruno Fernandes or Mbumo? I haven't actually asked this question to the card yet. So Bruno versus Mbumo. Mbumo. Maybe Bruno's not in for a good game. Harry Wilson, the GOAT. Thanks, D-Unit, always. Palace going to be tired after travelling to Norway? You would think so, potentially, Chill, Luke, but who knows, really, to be honest with you. Can you ask the card whether roll or transfer for you, Lockie? Let's have a look. Roll, transfer. In your case, you need to transfer. The card reckons your team needs a transfer. The Deer, Pope, Livramento, Kukurea, Coyote. Oh, really good fixtures there in the defence. Kudus, Cunha, Sarr, Salah, Ekitike, João Pedro, Wood, bench Dubravka, Reindeers, Van de Ven, Lacroix. I think that looks pretty good. I think I'd probably roll your team the way it is. Morning, start Ryan Ait-Nouri or sell Palmer to Sarr and start him and bench Ryan Ait-Nouri. BMAC, I'd probably start Sarr, if I'm being brutally honest. Actually, that means you need to make a transfer. That's a really tough one. I think the potential I'd just start Ryan Ait-Nouri. Yo, D-Unit, D-Tuck, how are you in the building? Who should I bench? Defense, Tarkowski or James? Reindeers or Gakpo or Semenyo? We've already done Reindeers versus Semenyo. The card reckons Semenyo. Let's have a look. Gakpo versus Reindeers. All right, you should definitely bench Reindeers. So there you go. Reindeers is the one you need to bench there, D-Tuck. Okay, thanks. Liverpool bid 130 million plus add-ons for Isaac. There it is. I knew it was going to happen. It's going to happen. So this is why I don't like... I've actually got a problem with Gakpo because that's... the only good news is that Slot loves Cody Gakpo. Every time he was fit last year, Slot played him. So that is the only good thing about him. But it's bad news for Ekitike if Isaac goes to Liverpool because that is essentially where Isaac will be playing. You don't spend 130 million on someone to sit him on the bench. We need a Perth FPL meetup. Yes, we do, Tom. I'll definitely look at and organise that. Next time I'm in Perth. Actually, I'm in Perth this week. So potentially we can do one like midweek. That'd be cool. Yuchino, if we get Isaac to Liverpool confirmed, will Ekitike be a must-sell? Not necessarily, but it's going to reduce his minutes for sure. The Governor, how are you, mate? Good to see you in the chat. Hello. Oxen Agayev. Hi, mate. What do you think about Parmenter and Doi? Don't mind that. I actually quite like Ndoi. The team is Sells, Nico Williams, Van de Ven, Wan-Bissaka, Salah, Wirtz, Reindeers, Pedro, Gyökeres, Ekitike. Still have one free transfer. What do you recommend? Maybe Bissaka. Yeah, I love that. The card's not a fan of Wan-Bissaka this week, so I'd probably look at potentially moving him on. Nikita, I think I missed the card throw between Bruno or Cunha. It was Cunha. So Cunha won that one, Nikita. Simon, yeah, again, guys, if you haven't already joined the WhatsApp group, just smash the link there. It's on the screen in the chat. Simon's just posted it there, one of my moderators. Is Isaac even fit to play? Well, he's not going to be playing this weekend. Even if Liverpool sign him this weekend, he's not playing. Like, he's just not playing. Nightmare is wild-carded after his classic transfer of Gordon. Can the guy claim to be an expert? I don't think Nightmare claims to be an expert. I'm definitely no expert. I mean, I had a top 5K rank last year, and it was the first year I've actually not missed the deadline, and probably because it was the first year I ever made content. But the only reason why I made content is because I watched these other people, and I didn't even realize people made content about FPL. And then I watched other people. I was like, my God, these guys are so boring. How are people sitting there subjected to this boredom when they could have someone fresh, new, a little bit quirky, up and about, excited about talking about football and players in general, and doesn't sit there and sell team leaks? Like, that is not what the FPL community needs. They need better content from people that actually give a crap about their viewers, is the honest answer to that. Start reindeers or verts? I would start reindeers over verts. That's a nice jug of beer. What are you drinking? This is a special brew from Lucky Bay Brewery, and it was a special edition for the Railway's 125 years. You can't buy this anywhere else except in Kalgoorlie and at Lucky Bay in Esperance. So there we go. Oh, you might be able to order it online, I don't know, but it is a very nice beer. It's like a pale ale for anyone that's interested. No one can predict the red card for a striker. Well, the good thing is that I'd said this to FPL Nightmare. Last week in the late mail, I did Verts versus Gordon. And Verts came up on the card flip that Verts would outscore Gordon. And what happened? It actually outscored him by 4 points, which is really funny considering Verts only scored 2 points and Gordon obviously got -2. And I think the card trolls FPL Nightmare like a lot because every time he asks it a question, it literally feeds him absolute nonsense. So of all the people in the world that shouldn't follow the card's calls, it's probably Nightmare. But the card did give him warning in the late mail that Verts was going to outscore Gordon. So he just chose to ignore it, which is unfortunate for him. But look, honestly, his reaction video to that was unbelievable. It was FPL gold. I absolutely loved it. I was engrossed watching it myself. So shout out to him. We're going to get him on the channel very shortly as well. Just going to try and milk him in, and we'll be good to go there. Can you explain the thought process behind Sarr Crystal Palace? What makes him a decent FPL asset? So tabletop journeys. Sarr's got 7 goals against Aston Villa, which is why I've brought him in this week. Also, when we have a look at him, he's got Sunderland at home, West Ham away in game weeks 4 and 5. So there's a reason why I brought Sarr in. It was because of the record and also because of the next 2 weeks. I want some Crystal Palace coverage. If I don't free hit in game week 4, then I have some coverage for those 2 amazing fixtures back to back. So that's the reasoning behind why I brought Sarr in, based on my own advice. I wonder if Strand Larsen is really injured or if he is on his way to Newcastle. We'll know if he starts or not, I suppose. Well, Shred, that's a really good question, mate. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure about Strand Larsen. I feel like there's some movement there. I feel like potential. Newcastle are 100%. They're either going to sign Wissa or they're going to sign Strand Larsen. Now, they're signing a bloke called Waldemard. I don't even know. I just sit there and look at the bloke they're trying to sign and think it's Voldemort. I don't know why. I just keep going back there and thinking it's Voldemort. It's not Voldemort, but yeah, like again, that's definitely something as well. Card flip captain between Cunha and Haaland. I've already done that one, Oscar, and Cunha won, which is why Cunha is captain in my team and Haaland is vice captain. Can you flip on who's going to win between Chelsea and Fulham, please? I feel like this is a 1-1 draw, but so this is a hard one. Unless the card lands facing like this, which sometimes happens when I do it. Let's have a look. Chelsea, Fulham. All right, it reckons Chelsea's winning out of those 2. Who's playing forward now for Newcastle? Could it be Elanga? It could be Elanga. It could also be that guy. What's his name? Osulu for the 1 week. Potentially he could start up front. I mean, it's possible, but I would think it'd probably be Barnes on the left, Elanga up top, and potentially Jacob Murphy on the right. That is what probably makes the most sense to me. When will Eze be an option? I think Eze is an option now. If you want a time to play Eze, it's right now. If you owned Eze before he moved to Arsenal, I'd be holding him. Because I can't see a world where he doesn't start with Saka out, with Havertz out. I just can't. I think he walks straight into that team based on the fact that they need to win games. And I don't think Arteta, we've already seen with Arteta, Gyökeres showed up half fit and he started him straight away. So I don't think that that's going to stop him from starting Eze straight off the bat. Nightmare is a great guy. Yes, he is. And can take the banter better than many. Yeah, 100%. Me and Nightmare get along so well because we literally take the piss out of each other. We're in our own little WhatsApp group where there's 5 of us. There's me, Nightmare, Gary, Nick, and Roberto. And we will literally take the piss out of each other. Like, we all can take good banter. So that's very important. If you can't take good banter, it's hard to be like in social media in general or like in groups because people will take the piss out of you when you've had a crap one. So thankfully, Nightmare, he owns his mistakes. He loves them. And look, he's wildcarding. I'm intrigued to see if he'll come here to ask the cards some last minute calls. Hopefully he will so we can get him involved in the chat. Yeah, Osula, as Lockie says there. Yeah, he came on late last game week as well. After all my questions, I think I'll probably roll and sell Palmer after the games because he probably won't have any more price drops after the deadline. I'll have more info. 100% Lockie, if you're not too worried about, like, if you've got good bench cover this week, I would. Did he drop in price overnight? Yeah, he did. He's not going to drop again tonight. I wouldn't have thought so anyway. Gravy Dave, how are you? Who does the card say on Haaland or Wood for captain? This is an interesting one. We haven't had this one yet. So Haaland versus the Woody Woodpecker. And it's gone with the Woody Woodpecker. There you go, Gravy Dave. Master Man, is Ismail Assar a good option for a free hit? Or should I add a second United midfield or Dango? I think I'd honestly add a second United midfielder or Dango over Sarr. If I'm being brutally honest with you, I think that's where I would go. I really honestly believe that Man United are going to thump Burnley. I know that I'm a little bit biased because I'm a Man United fan. They need a win. And Man United, even under Ten Hag, when Ten Hag was always under pressure, they came out and got a win when he needed it most. And I think tonight, the players definitely believe in Amarin or they're playing for him. So I think they'll come out and smack Burnley. Has the card decided between Gakpo or Kudos to start? Let's have a look. Gakpo versus Kudos. Gakpo. Martinelli will start and sub with Eze or reverse. I think Eze starts. If you had to ask me in which way I would go, I think he'd start Eze over Martinelli. Hey there, is this your final team, Simon Limo? Yeah, the only thing I might do is I might bench someone else instead of Reindeers. It's going to be between Even Ilson and Reindeers that ends up on the bench. I'm probably going to play Cody Gakpo against Arsenal. So in reality, it's going to come down to Reindeers versus Evangelisson. Otherwise, I've made my moves. I've taken a -4, and that will be my team as things stand. Nightmare smashed it on Black Box. Yeah, I know. I watched it back this morning when I was cleaning my pool, and he did really well, Tom, 100%. 1,000 people watching. You will hear about it, I'm sure, on Have a Big Show. Yeah, exactly. Look, he was great, man. He was great. I love Nightmare. He's great. But Black Box should get me on. I reckon we get over 1,000 as well. Wood captain it is then. Yep. Will Nightmare pick Gordon this week, I wonder? I think there's a strong likelihood Gordon won't be in his team by the deadline. Nightmare is asleep as he stayed up all night to make sure Mrs. got to work at 4 a.m. Yep, he probably is. He was up very late this morning, that's for sure. I can tell you that much because he was messaging the WhatsApp group and I was like, mate, it's 4 a.m. in the morning. What are you doing? Which 2 United midfielders are the best? I personally think it's the 2 I've got. However, it could be Cunha and Mbumo. But I've got Cunha and Bruno. After you're following your content, the D-Unit, I think I'll join the WhatsApp group. Yes, just smash the link in the stream that has already been shared. Hopefully someone will accept you because obviously I'm on here and I'm not checking the chat at the moment. But we've got 170 odd people in there and it's mental. I go to bed and I wake up and there's like 600 messages in there and I'm like, holy hell, I've got a lot to read. There you go. Simon's just posted it in the chat there for you as well. I wonder where Rahi is. He must be sitting there having breakfast, so he hasn't woken up yet because he's normally in the chat as well. Do you prefer Barnes Alanga as a punt or Kudus? I really love the one-week punts. So I'm going to say Barnes. I'm going to say Barnes over Kudus. I was watching FPL Raptor, but came over to the D-Unit for the energy. Yes, Brit Sayer. That's all we love to hear. I mean, the problem is with all those guys, they don't answer anyone's questions unless you super chat them, which I think's crap. I know, obviously, I get a lot less comments than they do, but I've watched their streams, and they literally will sit there and talk about a point till death comes along, but I'll literally sit there and I try to get through everyone's comments. Occasionally, I do miss the odd one, but I generally will try and get through everyone's. Tabletop. Also, Eze is match fit and costs 68 mil, so low risk transfer. Exactly. Thanks, man. Anytime. Lampard's heroes. Sanchez, Williams, Cucurella, Van der Ven, Cunha, Reindeers, Bruno, Salah, Rice, Pedro. Jokeres, bench is Dubravka, Gui. Yep, perfect. I'd probably start Juf as your first sub, then Gui, then Esteve if you wanted my personal opinion, Lampards, but that's what I would do. Have Palmer and Saka and ideally want them back. Yep. Thinking this free hit this week and get my old team back in game week 4 of 250. I think that Saka's going to miss more than the 1 week, if I'm being honest. And I wouldn't be surprised if Palmer missed more than 1 week as well. They won't want to risk those players. They're like the cream of the crop, right? You don't risk those players unless they are 100% ready to go. Like, that's what I'm thinking anyway. Yachina says, should I start Reindeers or Ekatike? Don't own Haaland. I'd start Ekatike. Rahi is probably still banning with Harvey over Scottish football. He probably is. He probably is. I'm sure he'll be alive for the watch along later, which will be good. Kevy, I agree, bro. Love getting questions answered. I literally try to do that. It doesn't matter what stream it is. And like sometimes it is pretty mental because like, particularly in the last 5 minutes, lots of people come in and just ask questions. But I literally go into overdrive mode and I just go bang, 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 bang. Pickford, Kukurea, Romero, Chalobah, Mbumo, Cunha, Fernandez, Ndoye, Wood, Haaland, João Pedro going for 100 points. Love it. Hans Jacob Stoibner. I love it. I love it. Napstars, legend of the chat. Let's everyone give a shout out to Napstars. Absolute champ as usual. Joining the chat. Good to see you. Higher. -4. Saka to Morgan Gibbs White. Kudus or Semenyo. I am free hit game week 4 or just bench Saka and play De Kuiper. I don't like playing De Kuiper, if I'm being honest. I'd probably do. I've taken a -4 myself, Napstars, so I can't sit there and say it's not a bad idea because I've done it myself. So I think if the points are there this week, why not chase the points? Like when we get towards the end of the season, everyone goes, oh, this game week's worth 25% because there's 4 game weeks left. Attack it. Why are we not attacking them in game week 2 and game week 3? Are we sitting there just happily being patient and watching our team be spuds? I'm not happy with my team, so I took a -4 and away we go. Bench Ruder or Fulkrug to take a -4 to bin one of them. Bin one of them. I think I've bin them both. Yeah. -8? Nah, I'd probably bin one of them. Ruder's probably the one more likely to start, to be honest with you. Callum Wilson looks like he's going to be a problem for Fulkrug at West Ham. Yeah. Manon. Can we ask the card, free hit, yes or no? Yes? No. No. Good morning from Liverpool. Hello, Lucas. Would you captain Haaland or Pedro? I would captain Haaland all day long out of those 2 options. No, I had Verts playing over Ahmad, but then opened my social media and Man U posted Ahmad to promote the game against Burnley. Can't ignore. This is true, Nana. This is true. If Ahmad's promoting the game, he's either sitting at home watching it from his couch or he's going to be starting. And look, honestly, they're playing Burnley, right? If he's starting this is the lineup he should be playing with tonight. It should be Dorgo on the left, Ahmad on the right, Mainu and Bruno in the centre of midfield. Then it should be Mbumo, Cunha and Sheshko. You're playing Burnley. You're playing Burnley at home. You have to attack that. If you don't attack that and you play Dallo and you play 5 defenders against Burnley, you might as well admit you don't know what you're doing. That's my advice to Amran. Hopefully he watches that back. Hey guys. Hello, Rob. How are you, buddy? Who should I have first sub? Dewsbury Hall or Konza Eddie Casey? I'd probably have Dewsbury Hall, I think. Let's ask the card. Dewsbury Hall or Konza? All right, yeah, Dewsbury Hall. There we go. The card agrees with me. Captain Bruno or João Pedro? I'd probably lean towards Bruno, but let's defer to the card. Bruno versus João Pedro. And it's Bruno. There we go. I'm looking at players I'm looking at playing 3-4-3 with Watkins, Wood, and Pedro. Bench Sarah and Dai, or 4-4-2 and bench one of those forwards. I would bench Ndai and I'd sell Ndai and I'd put him in his grave and leave him there to rot. Captain Bruno or Wood? Captain Bruno. Good to be on an Aussie stream. I'm south of Sydney. South of Sydney. I know this is the problem with doing streams from here. It sends it out to Australian viewers and I miss out all the UK ones. It's actually hard for people in the UK to find me unless my friends share it on X. So again, if you're on X, just share the stream, just share a link to it and just post it up there and tag FPL. That would definitely help me because, like, unfortunately, I'm battling the geographical algorithm that sends this only to Australians really rather than the UK viewers, which is really annoying. Ask the card captain, Dango or João Pedro? All right, Dango and João Pedro. Dango. I was going to say, I hope it goes Dango because I really like Dango over João Pedro this week. What do you think of Barnes and Ndoye? I love them both. Jad, I think they're both really good assets. If you ask me for my personal opinion about which one I prefer this week, it's probably Harvey Barnes because they're playing Leeds. Ndoye is obviously playing West Ham. I mean, they're both great picks. Let's be honest. I think Barnes' minutes, for the time being with that Gordon suspension, are probably a lot more secure. So for that reason, I'd probably lean towards Barnes instead of Ndoye. Does your mic keep dying or is it just me? It could just be me pulling it out accidentally. I think I've accidentally sat on the cord a couple of times, so hopefully it's good now. Dango it is. Boom. Let's hope. I hope the card is right again this week for you, Napstars. I'm really rooting for you again. Pedro. Yeah, love it. It's just you, Nikita. Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. I'm glad it's not me. That's very handy. All right, so we're down to 1 hour and 11 minutes before the deadline now. We're going to look at the cards team, by the way. So the card did really poorly last week. So we're going to pull its team up and have a look. So this is the cards team, and it's got a few issues. It's got Cole Palmer, and it's got Strand Larson, and its bench is unbelievably bad. So it's all in on the 11 players. And look, let's be honest, it needs to make a few moves here. So look, we're going to ask the card whether it wants to take a hit this week and move both Palmer and Strand Larson. So are we taking a hit card or are we not taking a hit? And we're not taking a hit, which means we're just moving one of them. So in that case, we are going to move Cole Palmer out of the cards team. Let's have a look. Let's go. Hold on. Let's go to the transfers here for the cards team. We're going to get rid of Cole Palmer. It obviously took a 0.4 hit as well. So should we buy a Manchester United asset for the cards team? Yes? No. No. Should we buy a Spurs player for the cards team? Yes? No. Yes. All right. Should we buy Brennan Johnson or Kudus for the cards team? Kudus. There it is. The card's going to make one move and it's going to bring in Kudus for its own team. So there we go. We'll whack him in. Whoops. Sorry. Add him. There we go. That is the team. We're going to make transfers. We're going to confirm. We're going to go and we're going to have Carlin captain because that's what it said before. We're going to make Bruno the vice captain. We're going to leave Juve as first sub. And yeah, that's the cards team. So the cards team is now officially locked. There we go. That's what it's going with. The card just decided its own move. No hit for the card this week. And it's rolling with Haaland captain. And now we'll go back to my team. There we go. But the cards team is done. There we go. I like Dango too. Yeah, I love Dango. I think he's really good. If I actually weighed up bringing in Dango myself instead of Cunha, but I've just got a sneaky suspicion that Man United are going to smack Burnley tonight. And I like for the live watch along, it's going to be unbelievably good value if Man United spank Burnley and I've got Cunha captain and he comes in because we're going to literally watch my rank halve during the live stream. It's going to be mad or it's going to absolutely suck and it's going to do an FPL nightmare, get a red card, get a -2 and be absolutely cooked. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Bro, don't you think Haaland is a risky buy because after this game we fixture Man City is back-to-back? Well, is Man United a difficult fixture? I'll ask the chat this. Is Man United a difficult fixture? I'll ask a poll. 1 sec. Let's have a look. I should be able to do this. 1 second. I'm just going to quickly open up YouTube on here. And actually, I know what I can do. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to quickly turn this about. Bear with me 1 second. It's going to look a little bit messy, but I just need to move the tab to the new window. There we go. Get rid of that. Open this over here. All right. And I'm going to whack in a poll for everyone. 1 second. I need to look up myself. There we go. And we're going to whack it a couple of polls in just to make it a little bit more interesting for folks. Get that off. And let's whack in a poll. Let's whack a poll. Start a poll. Are Man United... Are Man United a hard fixture? Yes, no. All right, let's see what the chat reckons. Is Man United a hard fixture? Yes or no? Feel free to answer it. I'm intrigued to know what people think. It's going to be funny, let's be honest. All right, let's get back into the chat. Thanks, mate. Have you been to the UK to see the football live before? Yes, I have, Welshred. I normally go to the UK once a year. When I get back there this year, we'll probably be in April, early next year, and I'm going to do a live meetup. So anyone that is UK viewers, I'll post the details, and you can come meet me in person, and you'll see exactly how much of a lad I actually am. I'm like the opposite to any other FPL content creator. I love a big night out on the session and watching the football. So, yeah. It'll be great. I'm looking forward to doing that. And hopefully when I'm back in Perth during the summer holidays, I'll be able to tee that up with anyone that is in Perth. We'll do an FPL meet in Perth and get the community up and running. We'll watch a couple of games and it'll be good at the casino or something. For City, no. 2.68 million Palmer sales and just one price drop. Food for thought. I know. All right, so I'll just quickly say about the price rises and the price drops. It takes a lot more transfers if a player is flagged to drop in price. So if they're yellow flagged, it takes a certain amount more. If they're red flagged, it takes even more transfers for a player to drop in price. So if they're not flagged, they drop way quicker. So unfortunately, I wish Bowen had been flagged because then it would have been easier for me not to cop the price drops. But unfortunately, it is what it is. Cunha actually could get a red sometime. Yeah, I know. Hopefully it's not this week. That would be nice if it's not this week. Euro looks great. I kind of wish I'd gone back in time. And there's one move that I wish I'd done in the Game Week 1 deadline stream, and that was bring in Euro instead of Dorgu. I think I'd be much happier with the way the team looks at the moment. Kevin, exactly what I thought. It's not difficult. Yep. Why are you backing Evan Nilsson? Potentially I might move him to Reindeers. I just think that Spurs, I'm still not completely 100% sold on Spurs, which is why I've still got a little bit of love for Evan Nilsson. Rin says, man, you have a habit of stepping up for big games and scuffing it during everything else. So for Man City, I think, yeah, exactly. That's a really good point. So I'm intrigued to know what the chat is saying about that as we speak. Sorry, D-Unit, but I'm going to captain Haaland next week against United. I see a hat-trick. Look, Gravy Dave, I'm probably going to captain Haaland against Man United as well. Let's be honest. I very well may be captaining Haaland as well against him as well. Thing is, United seem to play better against better teams, so sometimes they're difficult. Exactly. They are the problem. I think Burnley fixture will be fine tonight because of the fact that they are coming off a very poor performance and they need a result. But the kind of thing that concerns me is the Fulham away game last week. They played well against Arsenal, should have got more out of that. They show up to Fulham and were pretty much bang average. Like, let's be honest, Man United were bang average against Fulham last week. I did that watch along live on the channel, and it was hard. It was a difficult watch. It was a very difficult watch. Depends on if you support Man United or not. Yeah, the governor, you bang on it. Can't decide between benching Munoz or Mateta. I would probably bench... I'd probably bench Mateta. That's going to be insane. I'll be there for the meetup, boys. Yes, we will. I'm up for that. Should I sell Palmer? I'm telling you, when we do the meetup in London, and I'll probably be in London, I'm going to be honest, it's going to be mental. It's going to be great fun. Just cancel. If you're working the next day, cancel your work because you're not going to be working, let's be honest. Should I sell Palmer? I've already taken a hit though. Ooh, Avi, that's a difficult one. If you've got a decent bench, I probably wouldn't recommend taking a -8. But if you bring the right player in, -8s work. I took a couple of -8s last year and they both work. So it is what it is. All right, let's have a look at what the poll's saying. Let's end that. And hold on, bear with me 1 second. I need to find the right page. There we go. All right, and we're going to close that poll. End poll. All right, so no comes in with 67%. Mad. All right, 66%. Yes, 33%. So there you go. Not a tough fixture. Not a tough fixture at all for City next week. So there we go. That's what the people are saying. All right, I'm going to quickly whack in and see what other people are doing. I'm going to whack another poll in for captaincy and see what people are saying. Hold on. Let's have a look. Who are you captaining this week? All right, and let's see what people come up with. So we're going to add option and we're going to go Haaland, add option Cunha. Hold on. And we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of Bruno. Salah. Can I add another option? Oh, apparently I can't add another one. All right, so the options are going to be Bruno, Salah, Haaland, and Cunha. There we go. Whack that in. See what everyone reckons with that. Get your comments in. Obviously, I am captaining Cunha and I'm vice captaining Haaland, but I'm intrigued to know what everyone else is saying about that. So that's going to be interesting as well. I'm up for it. Should I? Yeah. Price drop and price rise daily. Yes. Simon's really good at putting the price drops and price rises in. Man United have not had much rest. Exactly. They haven't, but it's Burnley. It's Burnley. They played as well midweek, didn't they? I'm sure Burnley played midweek this well. Daryl, how are you, buddy? Legend of the chat. Hi, Mr. Unit. Are you definitely captaining Cunha this week? Yes, 100%. That is locked. I think the team's locked. Actually, let's just find out. Let's do it. Which one should I start? Reindeers or Evan-Ilson? All right. Looks like I'm benching Evan-Ilson. There we go. All right. Let's substitute him on. There we go. We'll save the team. That's going to be the team. The team is locked. Team is locked. So Evan-Ilson's going to be first on the bench again this week. Yeah. Let's see. Hopefully it works out well. I chose Damsgaard over Dango. He also got 15 DC against Villa, takes set pieces and plays advanced position. Brentford played better with him. 100%. Brentford are a lot better with Damsgaard in that team. Could not agree more. He's definitely really good value. Lampard's heroes. Will Pedro be on pens with no Palmer in the team? Now, Lampard's, this is a really interesting question. Now, some people seem to be of the belief that without Palmer in the team, it could be João Pedro, but it could also be Enzo Fernandez. So we don't know until Chelsea get a penalty. So for that reason, it's going to be a little bit difficult to gauge on that. Other than we'll just have to wait and see. I have 2 Burnley players on the bench in Gooey, so not a good bench. And because of that, I'm forced to play Juve. Oof. I mean, there's worse players to be playing than Juve, so I don't think that's too bad. Thoughts on this? Palmer and Strand Larsen to Sarr and Mateta for a -4. One United asset, Bruno, or just transfer Palmer for no hit until after international break and bench Strand Larsen. I'd probably just bench Strand Larsen if I'm being brutally honest. I don't think that those 2 moves are particularly worth a hit myself. Who to start? Anderson, Nottingham Forest, or Agbadoo? Nightmare does a great song about Agbadoo. I can't do it. That's my best impersonation of Agbadoo. Let's have a look. So Anderson versus Agbadoo. Agbadoo is the winner. There you go. The card reckons Agbadoo. I think it's wrong on that one. Pedro, I am captain. Dango, it's done. Yes, Napstars. I love it. I hope that Dango absolutely comes in big tonight. During the watch-along stream, I'll be here covering that game along with the Man United Burnley, along with the Tottenham versus Bournemouth game, as well as the Wolves versus Everton game. I'm here for all 4 games. This is the place to come for your live updates for that and hopefully your live FPL reaction. I'll be covering them. By then, I'll be probably about 10 beers deep, so God knows how well the stream's going to go. The shot glass is ready to go as well for that. Every time Man United score a goal, it is a shot. So let's hope we score a lot. I have Wood for captain. Love it. I wish that I'd put... for some reason, it would only allow me to do 4 things. Now, I'm not sure why that is. So if you've got someone else captain, just leave it in the chat so we can see what you're thinking. But yeah, I'm intrigued to know what that comes in. We've got 34 votes in there, 35 now. So keep your votes coming in with what you're planning on doing. I'm intrigued to see what everyone comes up with. Just heard Barnes is out on Twitter. Any news? I don't know. Have we got anyone got some confirmation on that? Let's have a look. Barnes out on Twitter. I'll go have a quick look at Twitter now. Let's have a look. New posts. This is that weird moment where like all the other big content creators last week were like looking at their thing and they're like going, oh, nothing to report, even though they knew that Palmer was meant to be playing on the right-hand side. I can't see anything here that I'm quickly looking through now, trying to see anything about Barnes. How do you search for stuff on here? Barnes out. Let's have a look. Barnes out. Let's have a look. What's it coming up with? Late change, Harvey Barnes. All right, so Prop Joe reckons late change of Harvey Barnes rumored to be out. People assuming Barnes is out based on Newcastle United will is quite amusing. They must have missed the great Trippier disaster of a few seasons ago. This source says Barnes will start. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking to bring him in. All right, I would judge from what I've just read on here that it's very undecided about people. Some people are saying that you shouldn't trust the accounts. Some people are saying you should. But there is rumours that Barnes may be out. So for that reason, if you're thinking about bringing Barnes in and you haven't already brought him in, maybe think about bringing in someone else. But just keep that in mind that apparently there are rumours going around and we share them on here. I tell you, the other FPL content creators, people probably come in there and they probably just say, nothing to read about. But I will tell you if there are rumours. So yeah, apparently there are rumours going on there. So keep that in mind. That is big news. As Napstar says, that is very big news, 100%. Jesus wept. Just told my wife I'm going casino with B, April 26th, booking it in early. Yes, Luke, I love it. I'm sure she'll love that. She'll appreciate that 100%. We love that, definitely. Is Barnes out? I'm not sure. Be right back. Going to go hunting on Twitter. Yeah, let us know if you find anything else. There's just rumours. Some people say it's true. Some people say it's not. All I can say is there are some rumours about Barnes being out. Have Toast and Truffet, Goodmanson starting, Juve to Kuiper on bench, or should I bench Goodmanson? I'd probably bench Goodmanson and probably start for Juve. That's a tough one. You've got a really benching dilemma there. Alanga or Dango? I would probably go Dango at a Folk Roland. Going back to my old question, do you reckon I should sell Palmer after hearing my bench? Yes, I do. I think it's probably even worth a -8 if I'm being honest with you, Avi. Amida Doshi, Wood captain. Love it. Love it. If you're captaining Wood, I love the shout. I done free hit just to bring in Bruno this week and captain him, avoid my Liverpool Arsenal players. Well, Shred, love it. Makes sense. Is a good source. There we go. So Napstars just said that NUFC Will 1892 is a good source. So if he's saying that Barnes is out, potentially that is a problem for anyone that has Barnes in their teams. If anyone wants to do a silly punt, West Ham have been terrible at defending corners and Milinkovic is great corner friend. That is why I love Milinkovic this week. Combine that with a clean sheet and DEFCON, could be a captaincy option. He could get a 17-pointer one of the next 4 weeks, Milinkovic, 100%. I love it. I've got Saar, Crystal Palace captain. Oh, I love it, the governor. Wood Vice. Wood absolutely loves a West Ham goal. Yeah, he does. What do you think of the rumours regarding Amarin leaving after the Burnley game? I don't think he leaves. I think he's going to stick it out. But he did mention sometimes he loves his players, sometimes he hates them. It's very weird talk for a manager, but you just got to back him in. He's offered his resignation at previous clubs as well. So hopefully he just comes good. I mean, all you need to do is start winning games of football, really. And if he does, for whatever reason, who would be your ideal manager? Nikita, I would ring up myself. If I was Ineos, I'd ring up the D-Unit, get him over to the UK, and give me the team. I reckon I could get him playing. You have a full bottle of shots and only going to drink it if United scores, so they'll score 0 goals. David Storm, I hope that's not the case, mate. I really hope that's not the case. Super sketchy. Definitely a rumour. I'm not going to put too much stock into it since it only seems to be coming from one random account. J. Debon 14. Who would you captain between Wood and Bruno? The card picked Bruno earlier, and I think I'm highly likely to recommend Bruno over Wood as well. Thinking of getting rid of Salah. I think this is not the week to do it. I think I'd probably do it in game week 6, Rob, if I was getting rid of Salah, because you probably want him for the Burnley game in game week 4 and the Everton game in game week 5. But from game week 6, I think it would be an easy transfer out and then potentially bring Haaland in for that Burnley game. And look, I'm not going to lie. I'm thinking about triple captaining in game week 6, which would be the Haaland game week. I know a lot of people are thinking of free hitting in game week 6. I'm not. I've already got the player I really want, and potentially that might be my triple captain in game week 6. Early doors, I need to see a little bit of form for Haaland before then, but it's definitely something I'm considering at the moment. If I had to bring one of the new signings in from the past 3 or so days, who would you choose? I would choose last 3 days. So that's prior to the last weekend, which I would have said Dango for sure if that had been the case. I think I'd go Simmons. Simmons for Spurs. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be really good value for them. That's my honest opinion about that. If United lose, Amarim will be gone, I say. Yeah, mate, if they sack him now, Ineos are going to... The chance and the protests are going to start, not just about the Glazers, it'll be about Ineos as well. The whole fan base will unite because it's clear then that they've also got no clues, so that's also problematic. The Bournemouth manager would be ideal for United. Yeah, he probably is, Gravy Dave, to be honest with you. Irae Hall has been a very good manager for Bournemouth. They've done very well. It's a bit like Frank at Brentford. Like, some of these managers are actually top-class managers. Spurs look like they're getting early doors, doing well there, so that's also something to keep in mind. Wolfie, do you think D-Unit I just swap Barnes and Johnson to Alanga and Kudos? I'm on wildcard. Oh, Barnes and Johnson to Alanga and Kudos. You could. You definitely could. There's nothing wrong with those two moves. 11 a.m. where I am. Thunderstorms too early for vodka. Nah, it's not too early, Napstars. Not at all. Not at all. Your comments are here, mate. Tom, they should be right at the beginning. You probably have to go all the way back to the beginning, mate, to see your comments. But yeah, what do you got to say? Are you available for the 10 o'clock watch along, Tom Cavall? No clue who to add for Palmer. Already have Semenyo and Kudus, but don't want to get an expensive player like Cunha because I want some money for Haaland. You could look at a Dango or a Damsgaard, Avi. I'm on the buck fast. Scottish alcohol at 10. Live, live your lives, fellas. It's not Saturday every day. 100%. I love that. Thanks. That's 10 a.m. lol. I love it. Brilliant. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're in Scotland and it's 10 p.m., I don't know what planet you're living on, but it's not the real planet. Maybe you're in some sort of simulation or something like that. Also tonight, I'll have the Players' Cup on me. It's like this pink-looking cup. Apparently tonight, I can only drink out of this cup. So when I get back to the club rooms after the deadline stream, I'll be back for the watch-along, probably with some pink-looking cup here, which will be interesting as well. Working the night shift, the old Tom Tuck working the night shift. That's disappointing. Tesco hat-trick. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Imagine if Sheshko scored a hat-trick. No one's buying him because he took the 10th penalty in a penalty shootout and then he scores a hat-trick tonight. That would be peak FPL, let's be honest. That would be unbelievably peak FPL. Cameron in reverse, give me a player with less than 2% ownership who could go big. Who could go big tonight? Let's have a look. João Pedro for captain. I love a single malt. Yeah, single malt's pretty nice as well. Bench Kudos or bench Saar? Bench Kudos or bench card? Let's ask the card. Bench which one? Kudos or Saar? Bench Saar. Who do you prefer starting instead of Strand Larson? Esteve or... Oh, gee whiz, that's a combination if ever I've seen one. Konza. I'd play Konza. Yeah, Konza. Yeah, I get the idea behind avoiding a hit there, 100%. Was making sure, giving how far our time zone are in. I'm a huge fan of your goblet. Yes, halves. Yes, halves. Yeah. It's actually a really nice time for me. 5:10 in the afternoon. This is just setting me up for a very good, hopefully, nice watch along for everyone. Tom turning up an hour late and moaning he can't see his comments. I mean, that's standard. That's peak Tom. That's peak Tom Tuck, let's be honest. Gone for Dango, down to 70 points. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Who would you bench between Saar, Mateta, Reindeers, and Semenyo? I would bench... Let's ask the cards. Saar or Mateta bench? Saar, Mateta. All right, you're benching Mateta out of that one. Abby, yes. Welcome to the Dango Unchained. I love it. Dango Unchained. What a movie that was. That is an unbelievably good movie. Buckfast Jesus. Technically, you showed up an hour late since I was second, the comment. Oh, the Tom. Timu Jesus is getting technical in the chat. We love to see it. Barnes out, Ollie L. We call it Wreck the Hoose Juice where I'm from. Love Wreck the Hoose Juice. Oh my God. We've got 48 minutes till the deadline, folks. Make sure you're doing that. I've literally set the timer for a minute before the deadline, so that way you can sit there, piss off, and fix your teams just before the deadline. So yeah, there we go. Your thoughts about Josh King of Fulham. I don't mind it if he's your 8th attacker, but I don't like it if he's anything other than your 8th attacker, the Salamites. Grassroots to greatness. Went Haaland and Salah on wildcard. What do you think? Got budget options like Jack Grealish and Doy and Reindeers. I don't mind that with Grassroots. With Salah next week, you've got a great captaincy against Burnley. He could be unbelievably good. He's definitely going to be starting. Even if they sign Isaac, Salah's not going to be impacted by that transfer. So I don't mind that one at all. That's a good move. What was your score in game week 2? Unbelievably bad, mate. I went 1 point better than game week 1. So 37 in game week 1, 38 in game week 2. 8,832,059. The worst ever rank I've ever had in FPL, ever playing the game. But this week it changes. This week I'm halving it. I'll be 4 million by the end of this week, game week. I've just got a feeling that the card is going to lead me to greatness. I'm all in on the card, and let's hope that it's going to look after me. Music Kiwi, yo, I did this question on your video. Are we still backing Gooey to Wood for a -4? 100% we are. I'm on free hit 4. Let's have a look. Oh, Gooey to Wood. Yeah, that's an easy one. Wood. I was going to say, if the card get that one wrong, it's lost the plot. I need to slow down or I'll be triple captain Milinkovic before the window starts. I mean, imagine if Milinkovic scores a goal against West Ham, keeps a clean sheet, gets a defensive contribution, 17 points, and you press triple captain on him. That's 51 points from Milinkovic this week. That would be the ultimate way he makes up for the first 2 weeks, where Forest, everyone would have thought, we're going to keep a clean sheet at least one of those 2 games. I mean, that'd be the ultimate redemption, wouldn't it? Get Saar for a -4 and sell Josh King of Fulham. Well, I've taken a -4 to bring in Saar, Salamite, so I'm not going to sit there and say you shouldn't do it. It's entirely up to you. Just clicked with me that the people that triple captain Tim were probably just sloshed. I mean, they could be. I mean, should we triple captain Cunha? Imagine if the card said just triple captain Cunha. Let's see what he reckons the card. Triple captain Cunha, yes or no? All right, it doesn't reckon a triple captain Cunha, so there you go. Thankfully, I'm not going to do anything too stupid this week. Okay, should I do it now or wait 40 minutes? I mean, you can wait 40 minutes. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. If you're willing to do it, I'd just do it now, really. Who's on penalties for Spurs? That's a really good question. Any Spurs fans in the chat? Let me know, because I have no idea about who's doing that. We're going to close this poll as well, by the way. We're going to end poll. Let's see what it came up with. All right, so Haaland 53%, Bruno 30%, Cunha 12%, Salah 3%, 65 votes for captaincy. Wow, so Haaland's miles in front, Bruno only 30%. So I've got a really differential captain. If Cunha pops tonight, my rank is going through the roof, baby. That's what we like to see. So hopefully that is actually the case and it comes in for me. So that would be very nice. Card of reason, always. Card of reason. Haaland 17-pointer on the way. I mean, even if Haaland gets 17 points, I'll be quite happy with it because of the fact he is actually in my team. And he'll pay for that -4 straight off the bat, even if I haven't got him captain. Under 2%. I feel like Dango's under 2%, isn't he? Let's have a look. Collins is under 2%, FYI. I'm just going to quickly look here. I'm just going to quickly go to the transfers tab, so just bear with me. I'm just going to go team selected by. So I do want to give people my honest opinion, and we're going to go to midfielders and under 10% ownership. Wow, I have to go to the next page. All right, so Paqueta, King, Dango, 1.4% ownership. That's the one. Luke, you asked me under 2%. 1.4% Dango is the one I would go with, mate. That's who I would go with. So, yeah, there we go. That's, yeah, I think that's a pretty easy decision, that one, to be honest with you. Forest just signed a right back, Savona from Juventus. Love that. So that could be a problem if you've got Williams. So I don't know who's on penalties for Spurs. I'll just quickly go back to Yash Wenef. I've got no idea. My guess would be Richarlison if he's on the field and Solanke's not, but I'd just be guessing. But I feel like it would be Richarlison. Card of reason. Ask the card about triple captain Haaland. Triple captain Haaland, yes, no. Oh, mate. The card reckons you should triple captain Haaland. Maybe Haaland's just going to bang. Who knows? But the card did say Cunha over Haaland. Oh, don't get that worm in my head, please. Forest just signed a right back, Savona from Genovese. Ask the card about triple captain. What? Wait, card flip for triple captain Milinkovic. All right, let's do it. Yes, no. Oh my God, the card reckons you should triple captain Milinkovic. Oh, it's lost the plot. Triple captain Dango. Yes, no. Yes, oh my God, the card reckons triple captain for everyone other than Cunha. What's going on here? Is it trolling everyone? I don't know. He plays Burnley at home game week 6. Maybe wait for it. Are you thinking to keep both Bruno and Cunha in the long run? The answer to that, Jay DeBon, is probably not. I'm probably going to move one in game week 4 is the honest answer to that question. Can't flip for triple captain Esteve. Surely that's a no. It is a no. Oh my God, the card knows when it's getting baited into stupid calls, I swear. Wood for captain. Spurs pens will be Richarlison or Solanke. Yep, that's what I would agree as well. Machivio. Why is everyone going for Cunha over Mbumo? Good question. That's a very good question. I don't know. I think Cunha's looked better in the games that I've seen so far. That's the only reason I can think of. That's why I picked him instead of Mbumo as well. Also, if he pops this week, I'm going to get team value because all the casuals buy Cunha because he gets a 15-pointer, and all of a sudden I've made 0.1 when I sell him. So that was the main reason why I bought him, if I'm being brutally honest. I think they're both great options this week. Bench one from Gakpo, Johnson, Sarr, and Semenyo. I would bench Sarr out of that one, Mohammed. What do you think of Gibbs White? I like him, Athens. I think he's a good shout. So very happy having Collins on my team. I'm very happy to have Collins this week in my team as well. Triple captain Esteve. Yeah, it's not going to happen. The card said no. I'm playing Jude for West Ham. They may switch to 4-4-2 because clearly 5-3-2 not working, and he might play as a left winger. That would be really good if he did. All right, Dango in, legend. I know a lad that triple captain Cullen from Burnley last week, so people are nutters. Exactly. Sometimes these punts just work. But the fact they gave us all these extra chips, why not have a bit of fun with it? FPL, it's a game at the end of the day. Have some fun. Have some fun. Is the league that says Barnes benched real? I think Barnes is either playing or he's not playing. And there is a rumour going around saying he's out. If he's out, he's probably not playing at all. So just make sure you got someone on the bench if you've got him. Triple captain Collins? Oh, mate, surely not. Triple captain Collins, yes, no. No. I went for Cunha because he was going up 0.1. Exactly. That's the same reason I went for Cunha as well. So, yeah, we're coming up to 40 minutes before the deadline now, so keep that in mind. 41 minutes. I've actually given you a little bit of time in order to get your teams in order right at the end of the stream before we sit there and lock. All right, let's have a look. Cunha has more aura. I like it. He does have more aura. I would agree with that. I would agree. Dango's never been on the losing side where he scored first. Scored 9 out of 9. I like that. That's interesting. Hopefully he scores early. He's in for a good week. Roberto Carlos. What a name. Coolest. Free hit okay to hit before break. I mean, why not? If you've got lots of injuries in your team, you've got problems, free hitting this week is actually perfectly fine. I did consider it myself briefly, but I just decided against it. I thought -4 looked a bit better. No weak foot. But when the fun stops, stop, eh? Yeah, 100%. Hot take. And Mbumo, Cunha, Fernandez will get at least one return each this game week. I agree. I think Man United's, I think it doesn't matter which one you go with. I think they will all return today. As I said, the card reckons that they're going to smack Burnley. Yeah. Yeah. I reckon, yeah. Haaland captain this week, though. I did think that Haaland captain would be really good. Like, looking at my own team, if there's one punt I want to do, potentially it's like change to a Haaland captaincy. But I feel like Cunha's so differential. If it comes in, it's going to be mad. If it doesn't, I'm just going to be regretting it. Hopefully we sack Potter and get Jose. I mean, Jose's available, so is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So maybe Amron's going to get the boot and we're going to get Ollie's back at the wheel. That'd be interesting. I mean, it'd be full circle, just Clown City, wouldn't it? Clown City, 100%. And Mbumo underrated because he's got no hair. I mean, they're saving money on his shampoo, let's be honest. That's probably why Jim bought him, to be honest. He was like, we're going to save probably about £50 a year because he's not going to be using any shampoo on his head. That's what Ineos are about, eh? Just try and save as much money as possible. Now, I know it wasn't part of the late mail. In the late mail yesterday, the card did call Cunha over Haaland captaincy. So we're going to ask it on live stream for everyone now. So we're going to go with Cunha captaincy or Haaland captaincy. And I potentially might change it based on what it says in this stream. All right, it reckons Haaland over Cunha. So there you go. Maybe I will change it to Haaland. Maybe the card is not as hot on Cunha as it is on Haaland right now. So there we go. I mean, it's like one of them risks that sits there. Like yesterday, it said do Cunha. Today, it's saying doing Haaland. When does City play Brighton? 9 o'clock tomorrow. I just feel United are going to smash them tonight. I don't know why. I think I'm just going to ignore the card on that one. I'm going to go with Cunha captaincy. I don't know why. I bought him in for 1 week. This has got to be the week where it goes in, where it goes all West Ham. I love this deadline stream, mate. I wouldn't go back on your gut once you've captained Cunha. I'd be awful to... Yeah, exactly. 100% halves. I'm going to do it. Yesterday, the card said it on the late mail, and the late mail calls have been amazing, so I'm going to go with that. Almost 2:30 in the morning here, and I still haven't gone to sleep. Card flip for going to sleep now or staying awake through the games. Stay awake, go to sleep. Stay awake. Stay awake, Rin. Stay awake. Hold in there, buddy. Get yourself a couple of Red Bulls or a couple of coffees or a couple of straights of caffeine. Whatever you need to do. Apparently, you need to stay awake for this. So Jim likes Southgate. Oh, my God. Well, he liked Dan Ashworth as well. And Dan Ashworth loved the old Southgate. But we all know how well that went. Wonder how much a Boomo hairdresser gets paid. I reckon he gets paid a bit, you know. I reckon he gets paid a bit. I wanted to say that. You have no interest in the Chelsea game then, D-Unit, looking at your team? No, I don't. None. I've got no Chelsea players now. I've got no Fulham players. I will watch it, though. I'll be watching the game at 7:30 because I'm very intrigued to know how João Pedro goes. Honestly, if Watkins doesn't perform this week, it's highly likely I'll move Watkins out in Gameweek 4. Wonder how much I'm Boomer Hector. Yeah. FPL Nightmare's wildcard and brought in Barnes. I'm actually going to die laughing if he's out. I think that Nightmare might be asleep, and I'm concerned that he's asleep and Barnes... The rumors about Barnes are going around. I hope that he's awake and he's fixing it. Trust your own. Yeah, exactly. Jose Mourinho would be interested in becoming the new Rangers manager following his shock sacking. That's wow. Good old Talk Sport. I'll tell you what Mark Goldbridge says about Talk Sport. No, I won't because I have to swear because Mark Goldbridge loves a bit of swearing. And I don't want to do that. In case there are people that are cheating and are under 16 watching this, I'm not going to swear. Might swear during Man United Burnley, but that's for the live watch along. If Isak goes to Liverpool, you think there will be a rotation risk for Ekitike and Gapco? 100%. There'll definitely be some rotation risk there at all. Mark Quinn, Toon fans as soon as loyal, surprised he's no Captain Shearer. What? Toon fans as... Oh, yeah, exactly, yep. If I could use Celtic players on here, I'd have them triple captain literally every game week. Halves. I mean, how would Celtic actually go in the Premier League? Like, would they survive? Would they be good enough to actually make the cut and finish in the top 17 teams? Just honest question, that one. Bought in Gakpo for Verts last week, last minute because of the card. Saved my hide. Rin, the card has nailed that Gakpo call. Like, I'd be loath to take him out. I feel like with the start that he's had to the season, why on earth would Slot rotate him out? Like, and Slot loves him. We saw last season, Gakpo would often start when he was fit because for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because he's Dutch, but he just loves playing Gakpo, and that's great for my team. United 0, Burnley 0, Amarin walks after. I mean, if that happens, Luke, I will sit there and hang my head and just go, that was rubbish. Never back the early kickoff. Exactly. Watch Estavio D. He'll be in loads of teams by Christmas. I actually think he's really good. The problem is, Chelsea have just signed Garnacho. They've got Gittins. They've got Pedro Neto. They've got Palmer. They've got Estavio, whatever you want to call his name. They've probably got someone else I've missed. They've got João Pedro, they've got Delap, they've got Palmer. Who's playing every single game out of that lot? Like, they've got so many players. Who's playing? Like, Maresca Roulette is going to probably be worse than bloody Pep Roulette. Like, it's going to be really hard to pick Chelsea players, I think, moving forward, because I think there's going to be mad rotation. Like, there's going to be mad rotation, especially when the Champions League kicks off. There's going to be big rotation, so that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Relegated. I really hope João Pedro blanks. Those boring FPL players don't deserve... I love it. Yeah, I hope he blanks as well. I don't have him. Goldbridge kills me laughing anytime Onana plays. Honestly, I'm going to sit there and nap stars. I watched the game the other day, right? And I watched that Onana... The second goal was... I was sitting there yelling at the TV. I was yelling at the TV. I can't tell you how much I hate Onana. Like, how have we gone from a club that had De Gea and arguably the best number 2 in the world in Sergio Romero to having a clown that literally comes dressed as a clown, and we then also have Bindeer, who's Mr. Flappy Bird, as his backup. How did we go from having the best goalkeeper combination in the league to the worst? Like, no one wants... Like, it's really funny, right? Onana didn't get bought by Inter Milan. No one wanted him from Ajax. He was a free transfer. You want to know why he was free? Because he's unbelievably crap. He can't keep to save his life. He can't get down to shots that are low because he dives so early because he's so shit. Sorry, I swore, but he's just shit. As Mark Goldbridge says, I would rather have cardboard cutout. I would rather put my mum in goal at 80 years of age. She would be more likely to save a goal than Andre Onana. He is a disgrace. If he ever steps foot in a Manchester United shirt again for Manchester United, Amarin should sack himself because it is criminal to roll him out in a game of football and expect him to actually not do anything stupid. Like, the dude literally will be better off being a clown, being employed as a clown, and rolling around with a circus act. That's my thoughts on Onana. I can't help it. That dude, of all the players that play for Man United, he winds me up the most. Like, I don't even need to be baited into it. I just can't stand the idiot. If I was at Old Trafford, I would actually run onto the pitch and I would 2-foot tackle him to injure him so he couldn't actually physically play a game. Like, that's how much I don't like Onana. Like, he's so bad. He is so... All right, that's it. I'm going to get back to the chat. I've had my say on Onana. He's crap. Unbelievably crap. If he starts tonight, we're losing. I'll just put it straight up. We're losing. If you see the team sheet and Onana is in goal, Man United are going to lose to Burnley and Amarin's going to get sacked in the morning. I'm calling it early. It'll be criminal. Absolutely criminal if that happens. Right, at the moment, awful. We have a very big fan base and a proper investment, I'd say about 11th to 9th. Yep, pretty much an impossible question, though. Celtic wouldn't get out of the championship. Interesting. Have you seen Esteve on his socials? He makes me laugh, man. Pretty much updated everyone on injuries and playing time because he knows a lot of people have him on FPL. Keep seeing he's doing his best. Love it. But let's be fair. Against Grimsby, the ball should never have... Exactly, it shouldn't have. Man United were just really bad. They were really, really bad. Let's be honest. Flappy Bird. Yeah, Flappy Bird. Picking Chelsea players will be... hold on. Picking Chelsea players will be live... like picking Man City players. Nightmare. Yeah, I love it. Ask the card. Tim Tams or Jaffa Cakes? Tim Tams, Jaffa Cakes. Tim Tams all day long, baby. I've said this 70 times. If Onana plays another game for United, I'll fly to England, find Amarin, and throw a shoe at him. I love it. Throw a shoe at him. That's brilliant. Brilliant. I've got Watkins starting. Is it dumb to also play Chris Richards or should I start Verts? Oh no, FPL D-Unit, having a vent over his keeper, 100%. All right, the question then. Onana and Ahmad start for the next 2 seasons, or Bindeer and Dallo? Ahmad and... Oh, that actually wants me to... I really want to go on another rant. Ahmad. Crystal Palace seem to always own Aston Villa, but then again, they've only come back from Europe. That is a really interesting point. Damn, let us know how you really feel, D. I'll tell you how we really feel. If we lose to Burnley or someone on stream later, it's going to be criminal. Do you not like Onana then? No. Free transfer of Inter Milan, but cost Man United. No, he cost more than 45 million. He cost 54 million pounds. Eric Ten Hag should be under Interpol arrest warrant for the criminal sin of signing that man for over 50 million 1 year after he left on a free transfer. Ten Hag is probably the worst manager to ever manage Manchester United. He is unbelievably bad. The reason why Man United is so crap now is because Eric Ten Hag is a clown. He's actually more of a clown than Onana. He's got no bloody clues how to manage a football club. And managing Ajax doesn't bloody count. I hate Ten Hag as well. You can tell that now. I was very much a Ten Hag, get rid of him straight off the bat. Onana is an upside down mermaid. Yes, he is. Haaland, Salah, or Wood captain? Haaland. Out of those 3, Daddy F. Guys, I think he doesn't like Onana. Yeah, I don't think so. Mark Quinn, Haaland's never blanked versus Brighton. That's a very good shout. Start Verts or Gabriel? I would start... let's ask the card. Verts, Gabriel. Gabriel. Start Gabriel. I got you with that, didn't I? You did, mate. You did. Michael Mockler. 4.1 in the bank. Should I take out Marlon Gooey for a -4? Have Marlon in my starting? Yes, 100%. Take a -4. Your team needs a -4. How long are you planning on owning Haaland? So many good strikers around now. Probably till at least after like game week 6, Stephen. Can't wait for 20 years when Anana's coaching you in League 2. Oh, my God. Imagine that. Imagine if Anana was coaching us in 20 years. I think I'd stop supporting Man United. If that clown starts in goal again tonight and we don't win comfortably, I'm going to go and support Man City. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the nonsense. I'm sick of watching a goalkeeper that can't do his job. I'm not even a goalkeeper, and I'm telling you, I do a better job than those idiots that we employ. I don't even know how much they're getting paid, but it's daylight robbery. Man United are getting robbed with their pants down because, I tell you what, the live watch along is going to be fun tonight. The live watch along is going to be fun. Let's be honest. We used to do this to our English teacher in high school. She could never make it through a lesson because we'd keep rage baiting her. Peak entertainment. Man, you have never kept a clean sheet versus Burnley in the last 5 head-to-head. Interesting point. I asked the card last night, and the card said that Man United would beat Burnley. It said Man United would flog Burnley, and then when I asked it whether Man United would keep a clean sheet, it said no. So I reckon the scoreline's going to be 5-1. And Man United are going to concede one stupid goal, which is going to be really annoying because I've got Dorgo on my team. Are you doing the card calls? Yes. If you've got card calls, bring them in. Bring them in. Don't worry. Every single City fan said the exact same thing when the oil money came through. Yeah, exactly. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Also, I'm going to cop a fine from my football team because I've come home to do this deadline stream. And I can guarantee that someone's got it open at the football club and they're watching this and they're going to pull it up and they're going to say, there you go, D-Unit. There's your fine. Doing YouTube, leaving the game, leaving the boys for 2 hours when you've won the player's player and you've got the cup and you're not even drinking out of it because you're not even there to drink out of it. It's going to happen. Don't worry. Captain Bruno or Haaland or Anana? Should you captain Anana? Yes, no. Maybe Man United are keeping a clean sheet. The card reckons you should captain Anana. The card's definitely trolling on that question, 100%. Bruno and Bumo Cunha, choose 2 for free hit. Cunha and Bruno for me. The card for Cunha versus Dorgu. Cunha, Dorgu. Wow, reckons Dorgu. There you go. United never hammer anyone. This is a good point. But those players are better than what we had last year, and I think Amarin needs a result, and I think that potentially is coming. Triple captain Haaland loading. I like it. Dango or Hudson-Odoi? Dango, Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi. That's interesting. I wouldn't go near Hudson-Odoi. I'd prefer Dango myself. Oops, I meant Captain Dorgu versus Cunha. Okay, let's rephrase that question. All right. Captain Dorgu, Captain Cunha. All right. It prefers Captain Cunha. Thank the Lord for that. That'd be interesting. How much to triple Captain Anana? Pen save plus, clean sheet plus, save points plus all 3 BPS. If that comes in and Anana somehow starts in goal tonight, which I don't think is going to happen. I think it'll be Bindy. I think it'll be Mr. Flappy Bird in goal. But if Anana starts in goal and he saves a penalty and keeps a clean sheet and gets 3 bonus points, I'll send a shirt, an FPL D-Unit shirt, to everyone in the chat that's in there when that happens. If that happens, I'll do it. There you go. You've heard me call it. There's a reason to tune in for the FPL live watch along later. I'll do that. For everyone that's in the chat, if that combination of nonsense comes in, I'll happily pay up for people all to have a shirt. You can tell me what numbers you want. I'll order bulk stock and I'll send them to everyone. I hope that doesn't happen. How much to triple captain Anana? You should send a card to Amarin. He can use that on the sidelines of instead of his... Oh, yeah, honestly, how funny was that? Imagine you're playing League 2. League 2? League 2 Grimsby? Yeah, League 2. and you pull out your tactics board and you move on the middle. I saw some of the memes this week and I was like, oh my God. I manage a team, right? And I don't use a tactics board. I sit there, I've got a little piece of paper and I roll it out. And before the game, I instruct players how we're going to play. At halftime, I do the exact same thing. I'm not pulling out a tactics board sitting on the bench. I'm not sitting there with my head in my hands watching penalty shootouts. I'm sitting there getting ready to celebrate with the players going, come on, put that away, put that away. Instead, Amron's like, oh, like, what do you mean? Live in the moment, man. Live a little. Have a bit of fun. Card flip between João Pedro and Haaland for this game week. Haaland, João Pedro. Wow, João Pedro. I think the card's wrong on that one. I signed a Niner shirt. Oh, mate. I'll hit the Niner up, see if I can get him to sign a shirt. Someone send him a link. Emmanuel, bench Van de Ven or Lacroix? Van de Ven, Lacroix. Bench Van de Ven, mate. No, I don't want a Niner shirt. Oh, come on. Who doesn't want a Niner shirt? It'd be priceless. You could probably sell it for like $5 million in a couple of years when he retires and he's the best goalkeeper of Man United's history. I'd take it. Alanga or Barnes? The card's already picked that one, Martin Harvey. It went with Barnes, but there are rumours that Barnes may not start. So for that reason, just to be on the safe side, I go Alanga over Barnes, if you want my honest opinion. Choose two this week for free hit. Haaland, João Pedro and Wood. I would go Haaland and Wood myself, Andrew. That is what I would do. Card reckons João Pedro over Wood, though. So if you ask the card's opinion, it's Haaland and João Pedro. Mourinho will be back in charge. I mean, I wouldn't say no at this point in time. Or he'll go to West Ham and Ange will be in charge. Oh, mate. Ange Postecoglou is not going to be in charge of anyone anytime soon. We've realised his tactics don't work really well. Ratish, Grealish or Cunha? I would go Cunha, but I think long-term, Grealish is a better pick than Cunha. Flip for does Barnes start? Does Barnes start? Yes? No? Oh, look at that. The card reckons no. I mean, if that happens, man, the cards, some of the calls it makes are just unbelievably stupid, but quite often a lot of them come in. It's amazing. All the best for Game Week 4. Thank you, Stephen. Expecting at least 100 at Horsham, so must fly to queue up. Up the ladies, up the laddies. P.S. Don't forget to watch documentaries on Mark White. Yes, I've definitely got that locked in, mate. I've got time set aside during the international break to watch that exactly. Thank you very much for that shout. I'll definitely be doing that. Shirky out injured now. Phil Foden. Anyone want to buy Phil Foden as a one-week punt? I think that could be a good shout. Could be a good shout. If you slander Ange for 5 more minutes, I'm never coming back. Look, it's Ange Postecoglou. What can I say? He beat Man United in the Europa League final. He's the GOAT of management, right? Who does that for Spurs? No one is the honest answer. Rumours that Alanga and Barnes are benched. Surely that's not possible. That's not possible. Oh, flip for Grealish versus Cunha. Cunha, Grealish. All right, reckons it's gone with Grealish. Poor successful in your past 3 managers combined. Yeah, 100% halves ears. Actually, real talk. Do you ever get tired, annoyed of flipping the card for us? No, not really. I think it's a bit of fun. I'm always intrigued to know what it does. Like, as I said, this week I've literally followed the card's advice myself. So, well, here we are. Here we are, and I'm rolling with it. Rumor that, mate, Twitter's like one of them things. Like, sometimes you go in there and, like, sometimes it leads you down a garden path that you can't get out of, and you believe stuff, and sometimes it comes in, sometimes it doesn't. And that is interesting, though, that they would both be benched. Why would they both be benched? Like, who's going to score the goals if they're both benched? Couldn't you just score 7 goals today to save Amarin's career? Imagine if that happens and I've got him captained. Oh, my God. I would sit there and I would retire from FPL and go, I'm a genius. I would say the card's a genius, one of the two. If Cunha scores 7, he's going to save my FPL season 100%. We're back in the top bloody 100K if that happens, I reckon. Right, we're just benching everyone then, lol. Yep, 100%. We're benching everyone. Hello, Bocky. How are you? I went Sucker and Palmer, Salah and Reindeers. Yeah, don't mind that. Good 2 moves. Oliel, what's the origin story of the card? Well, last year, I couldn't make up my mind up on Wildcard 12. And I just happen to have, like, I've got these business cards that I've got made up. So when I was in the UK, I could hand them out and, like, leave them on trains and stuff and pubs and whatever. And I deferred the decision to my Wildcard squad to the card. and the card got it right. We then went the Phil Foden punt based on the card saying Phil Foden was a great punt. We also sold Phil Foden before he blanked, the week he blanked, based on the card's decision. I then captained Bruno in game week 29 instead of Haaland based on the card's decision because I was captaining Haaland instead of Bruno, and then I changed it because the card landed one way. Game week 34, it said Captain Cunha on stream, and Cunha got that massive 17-pointer. So, look, it's got a history of having unbelievably GOAT calls. So, I'm not going to sit there and deny it's prime time. Evanilson versus Wirtz. I would probably go Evanilson Wirtz. Wirtz, apparently. Even better if you triple captain it. Exactly. I know. I wish I'd kind of triple captained. I wish I'd triple captained someone else other than Haaland last year because Haaland was rubbish. So, like, I am open to triple captain some weird person in the first half of the season. Card flip. Morgan Gibbs White or Kudus. Morgan Gibbs White. Kudus. Is your team like 1,000% locked, or is a card call going to sway you? No, that is the locked team. That's what we're going with. Game week 3 is locked. That's what I'm going to go with. Hopefully, even Nilsson doesn't score tonight, or else I'll be really pissed. I'm also tempted to triple captain him now. I bet it's the FPL Cartel Twitter page saying the Castle players are injured, so no one gets their points. Yeah, this is the problem. I was like, unfortunately, I'm based in Australia, so this stream itself just doesn't show up if you're based in the UK or in Europe, unless other people that find my stream share it on Twitter and stuff like this. It doesn't get sent out to the people it needs to get sent out to, but it's just one of those things, unfortunately. He might have fire in his belly after Grimsby. That is my idea. That's why I'm going with him. I've decided to bench Evanilson because the card said play Reindeers over Evanilson. I just don't know who to captain, Damsgaard or Bruno. I'd probably go Bruno over those two. Triple captain Foden or Cunha card flip. Holy hell, halves. Here we go. Cunha, Foden. The card has a love obsession with Foden. It also has a love obsession with Cunha, but it did pick Foden, but I wouldn't do that with any great confidence at all. I reckon it's got that one wrong. Foden will come into my team soon, 100%. Foden will come into my team soon as well. I think he's going to be great. Once he starts, I reckon Phil Foden's going to go absolutely mental. For what I saw in the Club World Cup, he looked like he was back to that form when he had that 5-week stretch last season where he made me more points in those 5 weeks than anyone else did the entire season that I owned him for. Like, he literally was just on fire. The reason why I finished top 5K is because of Phil Foden last year. I owned him for those 5 weeks, and it was the goatish 5 weeks I've ever owned a player for. I am halves. I'm literally during this international break, I will be buying a VPN. I'll be setting it to the UK and then trying to upload my videos pretending I'm from the UK. I'm hoping that will then get into the market where I want to, because unfortunately, YouTube just seems to be obsessed with like geographical location, which is annoying because I said basically I lived in the UK on my channel and whatever, but I look at the audience, like most of my viewers are actually from the UK, but it's not being sent there originally. It's when they go down. Unfortunately, if you are in the UK and you search FPL, you actually have to scroll down a fair way to find me, which is highly annoying. Whereas I feel like, and that's probably because of where I'm based more than anything else. But it does obviously help. If you are a subscriber or whatever, if you like and leave a comment, it definitely helps the algorithm, which is stupid because you shouldn't have to do that in order for YouTube to recognize that you're producing decent stuff. And I like to think I produce decent stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. Yeah, that's it. Team now locked. Dango for Palmer, Kudus for Saka. Dango captain, 8.8 mil in the bank. Napstars, what's your plan with the 8.8 mil? What's your plan next week? Like, are you going to roll that into like a wild card? Are you going to roll that into, what are your plans to use that? I'm assuming you're going to use the 8.8 mil next week at some point. Best Saka replacement. Depends on whether you want a long-term solution or a short-term. If you're after a short-term, it's probably the likes of like someone that's playing Burnley this week or like Leeds, like a Newcastle United asset or a United asset. If you want something long-term, you could go with a Brentford asset. You could go with a Tottenham asset. Tottenham have amazing fixtures, right? Like, let's be honest, Tottenham do have really good fixtures, so I don't mind them at all either. I think they're going to be really good moving forward. Free hit game week 4, I love it. I was of the opinion of a free a free hit game week 4, because I don't know. Like, I sit there and like going, if Cunha and Bruno both pop tonight, I think realistically I might actually keep them and play them against Man City, because the Man City game is where Man United will show up. Like, the players always raise themselves for that harder kind of fixture on paper. And then I look at the rest of the team, I'm like going, well, ideally, if Isaac doesn't sign for Liverpool, which I still think Isaac will sign for Liverpool, if he doesn't, I'll bring Ekatike in for a forward. Probably Watkins, I think, potentially. And I may move one of my Forest defenders on. Like, Milinkovic could easily become Munoz post the deadline tonight. So that's also something I'm looking at as well. Is your doggy going to replace Spence? Oh, that's a really good thing. I forgot to mention this. So I didn't see the Spurs press conferences yesterday, so I didn't put that in the late mail. But apparently, your doggy is now fit. Will he start instead of Spence? That is a good question. I would suggest that potentially he might be on the bench, but post the international break, we might see you doggy back in the team for Spurs. Should I take out Palmer for a -4 if I have Wirtz on my bench? Should I take out Palmer for a -4 if I have Wirtz on my bench? No, probably not. I think I'd just play Wirtz, to be honest with you. Do you think Simons affects Spurs mids minutes? So yeah, 100%, Mark. 100%. It definitely will. It probably affects Brennan Johnson's minutes more than anything else. DM me re-VPN. I have a free Nord and spare accounts. If you want to test it, more than welcome. Napstars, you're an absolute champ. I will definitely send you a DM later. Just remind me. Otherwise, just send me one. I'm not sure if I follow you. I'm pretty sure I follow you on X. So, yes, send me a message. I'll definitely respond. I'm very good at responding to messages. Even when my phone goes absolutely mental. In fact, the missus actually complains that I respond to too many people. So, I've got to get better at switching off. But I'm normally really good at responding. Right, lad, I'm off. Enjoy the rest of your night, mate, and good luck. I know we both need it. Pray for the wood. I will pray for the wood just for you, Halves. Thank you for joining, my friend, and getting involved in the chat. Do you do some collab streams with some UK FPL creators for some more exposure? Yeah, I've actually sat there and sent a message to a few people about doing one. Like, obviously, I'm on FPL, have a beers, pubcast, and stuff like that. And yeah, it's annoying because, like, when people do discover it, they generally like the channel and want to be part of it. And obviously, everything that I provide is free. I don't ask anyone to pay me anything. I don't put anything behind a paywall. Even my WhatsApp chat, which is free, there's a link. If you look in the stream earlier up, someone's posted a link there, one of my moderators. So yeah, I don't charge for anything. All I ask is that you sit there, get involved, be funny, have a bit of banter, have a bit of fun. At the end of the day, I'm just playing the game because playing games is meant to be fun. I'm a massive gamer at heart. If I turned off my virtual green screen, you'd see all my gaming collectibles behind me. I'm a mad gamer, but I also love a party. So I'm one of them hybrid people that just is a good person in general, and I love a good bit of banter. If Wood scores a hat-trick this week, I think I'm going to have a different type of wood, if you know what I mean. Yes, Music Kiwi, I love it. I love it. FPL Impulse will do one, I'm sure of you. Okay, brilliant, Napstars. I have to hit them up for sure. On free hit, would you get Neto or Stavio? Oh, this week, I'd probably go with Neto. I feel like Neto's more likelihood to start against Fulham. Would be my guess. That's just my guess more than anything else. All right, we've pretty much got 10 minutes till the deadline now. We'll have a look at my FPL challenge, and I haven't been going very well in FPL challenge to start the season, so that's been annoying. Oh my God, my watch is basically telling me I've done 989 steps today, and yet earlier today I played a game of football and I've run over 10 kilometers. Oh, I tell you. Cunha versus Haaland captaincy. Now, on stream earlier, Ali, it said, Haaland captaincy. In the late mail, it said Cunha captaincy. So the card's a little bit torn on this one, but we'll ask it one more time. Cunha versus Haaland. And it's still going with Haaland on this stream. So there you go. D-Unit, what's your X account? Exactly the same as my YouTube. So that's a lie. FPL D_UNIT. Top right above me, actually, that way. Yeah, there we go, straight up there. That's my X handle. So yeah, exactly the same as YouTube. Try to make it as easy for people to find me on both. Hi mate, how come you're captaining Cunha, not Haaland? Freddie, I'm just taking a risk, mate. I need a bit of luck this week. I'm just backing in my own stupidity more than anything else. I feel like owning anyone in Chelsea feels risky now that they had a Garnacho on, but yeah, I know. Why did they sell Bonawate? Sorry, why did they buy Bonawate I can't even say his name. Why did they sign him? Like, he's never going to get a game, surely. Like, is any Chelsea player in Chelsea going to play more than 60 minutes? It's a really good question. There's going to be a lot of pre-60 subs, I reckon. FPL Tom and GDF do collabs. Yes, I'm in a content creators group with one of the FPL Toms. I do need to check in to see if they'll get me on one of their streams. Last card flip between Arsenal and Liverpool. Let's ask it. Arsenal, Liverpool. All right, it reckons Liverpool. There you go. Card flip, Liverpool. Would you start Juve, Anderson, or Esteve? I'd start Anderson out of those three, Mark. I'm in Ireland, and I think YouTube brought up your channel because I work shift and watch FPL vids in the middle of the night. Subscribe to you and Trigger before either. We're on Have a Beer. Yeah, it's really weird, Peter. I'm not sure how it does it. I'm not sure. It's like it's... I'm aware of when to upload videos, and I deliberately upload them slightly differently to the big content creators so I don't get drowned out when they upload a video. And like my views are fairly decent for like a small channel. Most videos get like 1,000 views plus, which is pretty cool. Yeah. I was sitting there, I was doing the math, and I was like, it's like having a little small auditorium to myself and people tuning in, watching. I was like, that's just pretty cool to me in general. Like being a teacher and all the rest, it's not bad. Start Ekatike or Reindeers. The card said Ekatike to that earlier on in the stream. Would you start Gakpo or Reindeers? I'd start Gakpo over Reindeers. Richarlison or João Pedro? Richarlison, João Pedro? Richarlison. Next week we'll do a card flip for the results, and I'll put a bet on it regardless of what it says. I love it, Nikita. Actually, I should do that myself. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what. Well, it's hard because we need like a third side to the card, like where it can give a draw as a result, because it's very hard for the card to predict a result when really there's three options rather than just two. Start Wirtz or Evanlinson. I'd start Wirtz, Evanlinson. Wirtz. Frank Golding. Is it worth a -4 to get Kukurea in for Juve? 100%. I reckon it is. Please help. Gyökeres or Wood? I would start Wood. Shahib. Yep. Wood all day long. Feeling Foden starts. I think if Foden starts, Mateus Nunes also starts. Yes, I got ya. Wood over Gyökeres, buddy. Yeah, Wood. Wood all day long. Make a triangle card. Bit of engineering. Yes, I like that. That's brilliant. Best Newcastle midfielder. For me, it's probably Barnes, but apparently there's rumours going around that Barnes may not be available on Twitter. So I'd probably go Elanga based off that. I've already done the Gyökeres to Wood. Wood, buddy. Start Mamouche or Wirtz. I would start Mamouche, Wirtz. Wirtz. I'd start Wirtz over Mamouche. 5 minutes to the deadline. Cunha captain. I'm getting second thoughts to captain Cunha. So did I, but I'm just rolling with it anyway. Stuff it. It either works or it doesn't work. Do 2 flips per match. Flip 1 winner or draw. Flip 2, team A or team B. I like that. Tiny Barrack. That's a really good suggestion. Peter, how are you, buddy? Good to see you in the chat. 3 from 8 Nori, Milinkovic, Tarkowski, Pedro Porro. Holy hell, that's a difficult... Wow, you've got some... That's a hard selection. I would go Milinkovic versus West Ham, Tarkowski versus Wolves, and I'd go 8 Nori versus Brighton. I think I'd bench Pedro Porro out of those 4, buddy. Dango or Gakpo to start. I would start Dango over Gakpo. And if you ever make your way to Cyprus, we'll have a proper piss up and casino night. Now, Nikita, one of my really good mates is traveling from Cyprus. He's in the RAF there, and I'm going to visit him before he quits the RAF. So yes, we will have a piss up because I'll join you. I'll be in Cyprus at some point within the next year and a half. I can guarantee you that much. Captain Haaland or Wood? Let's ask the card. Haaland, Wood. Wood. Krista Woody Woodpecker. There we go. I mean, with people running out of time, we've got to lock those teams in. We've got 4 minutes to the deadline, 3 minutes and 18 seconds on the timer, just because of the fact I want people to make sure that they don't run out of time and they've got time to actually do their teams. Will Barnes play? The Twitter world, there are rumours going all over the place that apparently he may not be playing. I can't confirm whether he's playing or not, but there are rumours that potentially he may not be. The good news is if he's not, you would expect him not to even be on the bench. So as long as you've got a good bench player, you should be sweet. Perfect. I'd start training my liver if I was you. I mean, it's been in training its entire life, my liver, so I reckon I'll be sweet. I think my liver's already in preparation for tonight's stream, to be honest with you. Larson and Pedro for a -4. Don't mind it, do him. It's not bad moves. Again, I'm taking a -4 myself. I bought in Cunha, Sarr, and Haaland for Bowen, Saka, and Palmer. I'm taking a -4 on. I'm captaining Cunha. Let's see how well it goes. 10 o'clock the 3 p.m. watch along stream when you've got the blackout in the UK. Join me here. I'll be covering all 4 games, and let's hope for the best. Cunha is not outscoring Haaland. I don't know. He's a midfielder. Remember, if Man United keep a clean sheet, gets clean sheet points, he's going to get an extra point if he scores a goal. If he scores a brace, he's outscoring Haaland. I have Xhaka. My mate, Captain Bruno or Haaland? Haaland. Captain Haaland, Eric. Card already said Haaland over Bruno. If Cunha blanks, my season is pretty much over. Yeah, I mean, mine might be over as well. But the good news is, it's still game week 3. It's still. I even looked today, like the person that's leading the league, like what's his name, Hirschwood. He's on 160 points, right? And I'm on 70. I'm on 75. Like he can easily make 100 points up between now and the end of the season, and he's ranked top 4K at the moment. So don't panic. There's still plenty of points to be had. There's still 36 game weeks to go. Every chance we bring it back. Starting with the live watch along at 3 p.m. tonight. It's going to be fun. I'm ready for the live watch along. I'm ready to go. It's going to be great. It's going to be epic. If Cunha scores and gets a massive return, it's going to be epic. That stream, I'll be crowing like the head crow honcho. I'll be dancing with my shots going down my throat. That's what will be happening. Anderson or Dorgu? I think I'd go Dorgu. Anderson, Dorgu. Yeah, Dorgu. Corona. Yeah, well, I'm drinking. This is actually a specialized craft beer from Lucky Bay. 1 minute to go. Cunha, please. Yep. Have I missed anything? No, I don't think I've missed anything. I'm going to watch the Dango game. Yes. I'll be here. You can watch both at once, Napstars. It's going to be great. Hopefully, all these players come in for us tonight because, look, honestly, we'll know how the game week's going to pan out after the 3 p.m. games tonight, I reckon. Have mercy, FPL gods. Come on. We've got 1 minute to the deadline now. The timer is about to go out, but we've got about 30 seconds post the timer carking it where you can still make and lock your teams in. I'm just going to quickly check I've saved my team. We're going to check the cards team is saved as well. Yes, the cards team has been saved. And we'll go back to my team. There we go. Hold on. Yeah, well, it doesn't want to load my team. Oh, my God. There we go. That's my team. It's locked in. It's loaded. We're ready to go. Cunha captain. The timer is hit 0. It's hit 6 p.m. It's hit 4 p.m. The deadline should be done. Mark Quinn, good luck to everyone this week. Let's have a look now at my FPL challenge team. So we're going to quickly leave that there like that for a second. We're going to open this. No, we're not. We're going to open this. Yes, there we go. We'll open that up in a new tab. Here we go. Challenge. I did not go well last week. I did very poorly last week. Actually, top 25%, 68 points. That's not too bad. The Shield. Defensive contributions are worth 10 points now. This is interesting. I think you should probably play a 1-3-1 this week. No, a 1... No. Oh, my God. A 3-1-1. That's what I want. All right, we're going to go with Anana in goal. Anana in goal, anyone? Anyone Anana in goal for FPL Challenge? Let me know. We're going to go Haaland as the forward. So we'll whack him in. Yep. Transfer in. There we go. We're going to go midfield. Midfield. We're going to put in Cunha in the midfield. Transfer in. There we go. We're going to make Cunha captain as well. Oh, no, we're not, because defensive contributions are worth 10 points. 1 player per club. Okay. So we want Tarkowski. He's a lock. He normally likes the defensive transfers. And we probably need Agbadudu. Agbadudu. He loves a thing as well. And we're going to go with my mate. Actually, we're going to change that. We're going to go Collins. Transfer him in. And we're going to get... hold on. There we go. And we're going to transfer out. And we're going to bring in Lacroix. Lacroix loves a defensive contribution as well. And for goalkeepers, we're going to go with... Who's got a good fixture? Pope. Kelleher. I've already got someone from them. Deer. Should we bring? No, we can't. We've already got someone from there. Sells. There we go. Transfer in. Sells against West Ham. All right, and we're going to make Collins captain. He's going to get the 10 DC points. He's going to score a header. And I'm going to get a boatload of points for FPL Challenge. That's what I'm doing. I accidentally captained Dubravka. Oh, my God. I'm the leader of Challenge in your league. Yes, Snapstars. That's what we love to see. Let's go, Harney scoring. Looking like everyone. Oh, shoot. I started Palmer. That's all right. Someone will come off the bench for you. Time to walk the dog. I know I started Gordon. That's all right. Someone will come off the bench. All right, look, folks, I'll be back at 10 p.m., which is 3 p.m. UK time, for the live watch-along for the blackout games. This is the place to be. I'll see you then. I can't show you my team because for whatever reason it's weird. Why is FPL Challenge on the other side of the screen compared to the other one? We've got Sells, Tarkowski, Lacroix, Collins captain, Cunha and Haaland in the team. Let's go, baby. I'll see you at 3 p.m. for the 3 p.m. kickoff. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Good luck this game week. Let's hope we all get green bloody arrows this week because we are all due some luck. Come on, the power of the card. I'll see you at